quarterback J.J. Lehman. What have you seen from him in the first couple games of the year?
I mean, the offense has been run through him, quite literally as well. He's the team leading rusher, sack adjusted right now. It's 32 carries for almost 5 yards a pop. And then obviously the damage he can do in the air, some pretty big plays the first couple of weeks and first few games this year. So it's a true freshman. You know he's going to try to be aggressive, and just looking for him to establish that quarterback run game early. It can really open things up then down the field. You got some great playmakers out wide. It can try to open things up and really start to get that offense humming.
You had another freshman, the leading receiver, coming into play. You have Denault on the outside, big-bodied receiver, another freshman. You got a new quarterback, you got a new top receiver, a new everything here, and that's what's exciting, I think, to kind of see what this Bruin team is going to bring here today. You look defensively, a guy who's not new, Jacob Erickson. He's obviously been phenomenal, has had a couple injuries in his career, but when he's out there, he wreaks havoc on the defense already. A couple sacks this year. What are you looking for out of the Bruins defense this year? Yeah,
going back to last week, 6 sacks. They've been aggressive. It's just getting them in these opportunities to rush the passer, because if an offense is humming, it can kind of take that away, right? So it's about stopping the run on those early downs, getting them ideally that 3rd and 5 or longer, right? That's those pass rush situations where you can really let those edges go to town, because that definitely is and has been the strength of that interior defensive line so far.
And you look at the Bruins defense as well in the secondary, a lot of familiar faces as well. We'll touch on those throughout the game, but the Bruins defense probably a little bit more veteran than the offensive side of things, but definitely excited to see what Coach Crace and the rest of his new staff has to bring here to this Bruin football program. The student section behind us here filing in, expecting a large crowd here for the home opener. You're facing off against a really tough team, CMS. They were 8-2 last year. They held a team who made the Division III tournament to just 7 points week 1. What's going to be the key to victory today for George Fox?
Yeah, I think time of possession as well. They've trailed in both of the first 2 games, so it's just about, like we mentioned with the quarterback running game, right? Just keeping drives alive. You don't want short drives. You don't want turnovers. They've had some fumble issues at times. Just continue and extend drives, or even if you stall out, you know you're pinning them deep on the punt.
The Bruins have gone for it 8 times already on 4th down this year, so an aggressive style offense potentially for George Fox here today. We're about ready for kickoff here in Newburgh. George Fox and CMS coming right up on the Bruin Sports Network.
So, Coach, how's it going to feel for you and your new coaching staff to have your first home game here at Stouffer?
Excited to be back in front of the home fans, and first experience just with the energy, the crowd, the alumni, the community, everyone coming out to support George Fox football. So how it'll feel, I think there'll be obviously just this like nervousness but joy and excitement to just be back here and to really kick this thing off the right way.
Okay. What have you liked so far in these opening 2 weeks, and what are some things you're kind of hoping to improve?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of areas to improve. We're a young football team in many aspects, but what I've liked has been our competitiveness and our grit. I've seen from our kids in the last 2 weeks, our guys fighting and competing through all 4 quarters. Has it gone our way in some areas? No, right? We're still learning. Everything's new offense, new defense, new special teams. And so we're trying to figure out kind of what is that identity for us? What can we really hang our hat on and do extremely well? And so it is a growing process, but the guys have adapted extremely well. They're fighting, and I think they're hungry, right? They're hungry to get better, and they're hungry to just grow within the scheme of all 3 phases. And but yeah, we're focused on just little details, right? And execution, and then not turning the football over and making good decisions. If we can do those things, I think we are a good football team.
So then looking at your opponent this week, Claremont Mudscripts, they entered the game, they held Lake Forest, team that made the NCAA tournament last year, to 7 points. What challenges do they bring for your offense?
Yeah, you said it. I mean, they're a very fast, physical defense. They got 2 middle linebackers that are aggressive, big burly guys that will come hit you. They got a defensive line that flies around and causes havoc. And so we're in for a fight. We've got to find ways to sustain drives and move the football and take what they give us and just be patient, but also to have our aggressive moments where it's like, okay, hey, like now's the time. Let's challenge them here. Offensively, you know, they have kind of a 2 quarterback system. They do some really good stuff. They're going to want to run the ball. Their receivers are fast. They're explosive. So we have to make sure our eyes are in the right place. And so, Yes, it's going to be a battle of, all right, hey, how do we win in the trenches? Are we capable of continuing to move the ball downfield? I believe we can when we take what they give us. And so that's the challenge for us ahead. Claremont is a very good football team, an 8-2 team last year, one of the top teams in all of the SCIA conference, and then obviously beating a really good Lake Forest team 2 weeks ago, and then having a bye to get ready and prepare. So yeah, they may be coming in with a little bit of the upper hand, but I think our guys are up for the challenge.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Coach.
Yeah, appreciate it. Go Bruins.
Stadium, a beautiful day for football here in the Willamette Valley. Live in Newburgh for the Bruin home opener. Seth Hoyland and Jacob Archer here. Excited for another season of Bruin football. 5 home games this year for the Bruins. George Fox starting the year 0-2. They'll face off against Claremont Mud Scripps. The Stags off to a 1-0 start to the season. And we welcome you into the broadcast booth. Jacob, excited for another season of football with you. Again, as we talked about in the pregame, a lot of new faces for George Fox, both sides of the ball. But you look at the head coach, Spencer Crace, bringing in an entire new staff and also a freshman quarterback who has led the way for the Bruins this year.
Yeah, it's year 2 for us, but you can make the case it's year 1 for a lot of these players, right? It's a whole new look. I mean, we mentioned it in the intro video. It's a lot of new faces. It's a lot of new names. And granted, there are returning production, right? On both sides of the ball, in the backfield, on the D-line. That secondary has a lot of experience as well. So, yeah, they're 0-2. Not the start I'm sure they wanted to, but there's been a lot to like so far from them. There's been things to clean up as well, right? Some of the turnover things, they've been aggressive, though, on 4th down. It just hasn't quite gone their way. It's those kind of little things that are coin flips, right? And now you're looking, you have a couple games under your belt for your first-year coach. You have a couple of things and a couple games of experience for the freshman quarterback and the receiver as well. So there's a lot to like, and you really just want to see them continue kind of building on that and continuing to get better as this year goes on, because this offense could be potentially pretty electric, especially with that quarterback run game now such a big part of the offense.
Yeah, and Carson Denault, the Bruin freshman receiver, is the leading receiver coming into play today. We'll talk about those two here in a bit. The Bruins facing off against Claremont Mud Scripps, 1-0 record for them. They held Lake Forest last week to just 7 points, a team that made the NCAA Division III tournament. And we'll take a look first at the Stags lineup here today. So Claremont Mud Scripps coming out here to Oregon to face off against the Bruins. And George Fox will be looking to get back on track with their first win of the season. First, the starters for Claremont Mud Scripps. The Stags will go with Luke Gildred, the quarterback, and Jacob, they'll have a 2-quarterback approach here today.
Yeah, we'll see both of them out there pretty consistently here today. And then the starting backer here today, Jake Sun, with Quentin Craig, James Ryan, and Ben Kim, the 3 outside starting wide receivers.
The Stags' high-powered offense, we'll see them here today. 8-2 record last year for Claremont Mud Scripps. This will be their second road game of the year. The Bruins with 2 games so far this year and an 0-2 record entering play here today.
And then looking at their starting lineup here on the offensive tackle side as well, it'll be Lawrence Wong, Gabriel Blanco, Griffin King, Enzo Benzin, and Teddy Lewis, a handful of seniors with some young production as well. And then for the defense here today on the side for CMS, it'll be Andrew Carrasquillo on the outside with Gabriel Lee, the 2 outside cornerbacks, Xavier Sablin and Nick Wild, the 2 starting safeties here today, and then a pretty talented linebacker core, Gavin Naylor, George Kruger, and Gabe Ganji Sarkon Eoff for the 3rd starting backer, the senior. And then on the D-line here today as well, it will be Harry Zhao, Grady Johnson, Michael Hoek, and Evan Gerber here on the starting defensive line.
Michael Hoek will do he'll be the defensive lineman as you see there today. So excited for another season of Bruin football here. George Fox will be looking to get off to the right start with new head coach Spencer Crace. Crace coming over from Pacific Lutheran University. And the Bruins starting quarterback, the freshman J.J. Lehman, was a commit to PLU. And the Bruins getting him to come over to George Fox when Coach Case was announced as the Bruin head coach after Coach Casey retiring from the Bruin program. Now time for the Bruin lineups here today. George Fox again Quarterback, there he is, J.J. Lehman, the freshman, 6'2", 202 pounds, out of Spokane, Washington. You look at the backfield, this is where the experience comes into play for the Bruins. Taylor Sabin, the senior, will get the start at tailback. You'll see a lot of William Moffitt as well. Dre Tolentino will get the start at the slot, the junior, 5'6", 166 pounds. And you look at Carson Denault. Denault, the freshman, he has been the Bruins' leading receiver this year. Kalen Frey, a familiar face there for Bruin fans. He played a big part in the Bruins offense last year, as Frey will get the start at the outside receiver. Shaden Iokia will start at fullback for the Bruins. Now we look at the big fellas up front. Sean Brewster. Brewster will get the start on the offensive line for George Fox today. Lava Ayat. Ayat, another familiar face there, the senior. You have a sophomore, senior, junior on the offensive line. There is Kyle Martin. He is the sophomore. He'll be the center today, 5'10", 260-pounder. Now the left guard for George Fox, Rylan McGraw. He's a sophomore, 5'10", 340 pounds. And then moving to the left tackle, Michael Amare, sophomore, 6'2", 280 pounds. That'll be the Bruins' offensive line today for their freshman quarterback, Ben Nuss. Ben Nuss getting in there. He's a new face to starting lineup for Bruins fans. Nuss, the junior, will be one of the corners. Austin Harrison, another junior. As we mentioned, this secondary is familiar. Ty Bordy, he's a familiar face. Number 5, he's a junior, 5'10", 183 pounds. And then Ren Asado, the senior, will be manning the safety position for the Bruins, 5'9", 185 pounds. For the Bruins up front, defensively, another corner, Zach Holsey. Holsey will be the nickel corner today. He's a senior, 5'9", 195 pounds. Caleb McElfish, he's a senior, 5'11", 209 pounds. He'll get the start at middle linebacker. And you look at the other linebacker position, you see one of the Iokia brothers, the sophomore, 6 feet tall, 225 pounds. Jacob Erickson, he is the heart and soul of this defense, the senior, 6 feet tall, 225 pounds. Silas Kincaid, a senior, 5'11", 284 pounds. Senior on this defensive line for the Bruins. Caden Raver, he's a junior, 6 feet tall, 282 pounds. He'll be the defensive tackle today for George Fox. And Kuiper Asenik, the sophomore, 6'3", 260 pounds, will get the start at the other end for the Bruins. Riley Rutledge will be the punter, and Ben Rembush, the place kicker, the junior, 5'11", 203 pounds. Wyatt Ferguson, the long snapper, and Zach Holsey is the holder. Dre Tolentino and Ty Bordy will do the receiving on the kicks for George Fox today. Tyler Sabin, you can throw him in there as well for the Bruins. So that is the Bruins starters here today. The offense and defense under new Bruin head coach Spencer Case. And we'll send it over to the hype video as we get ready for George Fox and CMS coming right up on the Bruins Sports Network.
What are we doing today, Robin?
We're moving people in.
It's welcome weekend, and we are feeling super excited, super happy to have everyone back. This weekend is chaotic, but in the best way possible.
We are glad you're here. And you can expect that we'll be pushing you to be your best. And we will take time with you to hear the voice of God.
Party of the quad, it's always the relay race. It's always challenging your friends, see who can go through it the fastest.
And George Fox getting ready to take the field here before their home opener, wearing the iconic blue with gold helmets. Those are elite helmets, as the Bruins captains holding the American flags. And here come the Bruins. For the first time in 2025, George Fox taking the field, met by George Fox Athletic Director Adam Puckett, giving the team high fives as they come out to midfield. Yeah, there's a lot of them. 99 plus players listed on the Bruin active roster. And Jacob, we got our hands full today. Obviously, jokes aside though, this is an exciting time. We're going to see a lot of new stuff. A lot of the fans are going to see new as well. Of course, Coach Casey here for so many seasons did a phenomenal job building this program. And now it's time for Spencer Case and the new look Bruins to show Newberg what they got.
And not only were we talking about the new players and the new coaches, the facility upgrades here as well, right? The new field, which you guys are going to be seeing here very, very soon as well. It's an exciting time within this program. Yes, you're 0-2, but it's a chance here now against a strong CMS team as well to really kind of put your foot down and give your imprint, right, under this new coaching staff, really all the way around with lots of new players as well. It's a very, very exciting time. And then, of course, you have one of the best runouts in all of college football.
There is Bruin head coach, first-year head coach Spencer Case, as George Fox and CMS getting lined up for the national anthem. We will send it down to the field for the national anthem, and kickoff coming right up on the Bruin Sports Network on Flow Sports.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
There is a national anthem for you. Wow. Goosebumps up here in the press box. An incredible rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner as the referees take the field and the captains meet at the 50-yard line. George Fox getting ready for their home opener here in 2025. J.J. Lehman, the freshman quarterback you see there on the screen, getting some sprints in ahead of this game. The freshman has really been the focal point of the Bruin offense this year. Jacob Lehman, 138 of the team's 230 rush yards and 34 of the 62 rush attempts this year. We will see a lot of him here today as the captains for both teams walk out. The Bruins in a single file line as George Fox will send out there, it looks like Taylor Sabin, Jacob Erickson, a couple senior leaders in the front of that line for George Fox. And we will send it down to the field to today's referee.
Good afternoon. Here's the coin we're going to use today. This is heads, tails, tails, heads. CMS, you're the visitors. What's your call? Tails. The call is tails. It's heads. George Fox has won the toss and chosen to defer. CMS will receive.
So there you hear today's referee, Dwayne Johnson, not to be confused with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He is not today's official, unfortunately. But George Fox has won the toss. They will defer. And that was Ren Asado making the call for the Bruins. And we will see the George Fox defense first here today. George Fox will be led by that senior defensive end, Jacob Erickson, and many other veteran defensive players. Jacob, you look at the Bruins defense, you got seniors and juniors all up the board. Silas Kincaid, Caleb McElfish, Zach Holsey, Ren Asado, all seniors. What do you expect from this Bruin defense here, specifically today against the CMS offense?
And that doesn't even tell the full story of this experience. I mean, you have guys as well that you're going to see a ton of here today. Guys like Ty Bordy as well, who of course was such a big part of this defense here last year. And well, I'll tell you one thing, these guys can hit. Towards the end of last year, Seth, those final few games, you could really see the impact of the safeties and of the cornerbacks, pass breakups, big time hits as well. Not allowing those running backs here for CMS today. If they get to the second level, that's it. You don't want to let them to get to the third level and have a chance to break off a big run as well. So excited to see what this great experienced secondary and really defense across the board can do by the first-year defensive coordinator here today, Coach Gilgan.
Yep, and we'll be talking about those new coordinators and coaches throughout the course of today's ball game. Ben Rembish, the junior, will line things up to kick. Ball marked at the 35-yard line. George Fox moving from our left to right. Rembish with the right foot, and we are underway here at home. It is fielded at the 15-yard line by CMS. Left side, good blocking across the 30. Number 35 takes it across the 35. And CMS with good starting field position here today. Gavin Naylor, the 5'11", 170-pound freshman with the return there, and that is where CMS will start. Luke Gildred, the junior quarterback, will be one of two quarterbacks we will see today. Gildred getting the start today. Robert Litcher, the second-string quarterback, who we will see as well. And it actually will be Robert Litcher, the first quarterback out there for CMS. The 190-pound junior got snaps last week in Claremont Mudscript's first game of the year. CMS 1-0. George Fox is 0-2. Lines up, running back to his left is Sun. Hands it off up the middle, and Sun met immediately. There he is, Jacob Erickson. Big first play for the Bruins. Nowhere to go. Great penetration off the end by the senior Jacob Erickson. And that right there is the heart and soul of this Bruin team.
Well, you mentioned him in the pregame show, Seth, and you were spot on. I mean, first play, look at that, just shedding the block and not allowing him to even fall forward either. A nice run stop for no yards.
Jake Sun on the carry there, no gain. Here's another handoff to Sun, left side, breaks through a tackle, and then he's taken down after a gain of about 6. Asado on the tackle, and this will bring up an early third down.
Get him in these pass sets. It's what we mentioned as well, right? We know the impact this D-line can have. We know how strong this defense is capable of being, and just trying to get them in these spots where you can just go after this quarterback.
Last week, CMS a 14-7 victory against Lake Forest College, who made the Division III tournament last year. 3rd down and 4. Just getting started here in the home opener. Robert Litcher in the gun. He's got 3 wide on the far side. Back to pass, looking right side, steps up in the pocket. He's going to be close to a first down. And Jacob Erickson pulling him down by the T-shirt and throws him across the line to gain. Erickson a little slow to get up, but he'll pop right back up, and that'll be a first down for CMS.
Well, that's not something we really saw from CMS last week in their 2 quarterback system. Both of the starters, their longest rush was just 4 yards. So showing off something that maybe they didn't see on film early in this one.
Jake Sun, the starting tailback, 53 yards last week for CMS. Robert Litcher, 9 of 14 passing. He had 2 touchdowns. Luke Gildred was 8 for 11. Fletcher back to pass, looking short pass near side. It's caught, makes a man miss, and then out of bounds just shy of the first down. That'll be a gain of 9. And that pass is caught by James Ryan, 6 foot, 195-pound senior with the first catch of the game for CMS.
Yeah, he was listed as a starter here today. Obviously got the start. That's his first catch here of the season as well.
So it'll be 2nd down and 1. Tailback is Sun. They've got 2 wide top of the screen, 2 wide bottom of the screen. Bruins with 4 linemen, now man in motion, tight end set on the far side of the line. Handoff up the middle, Sun looking for room, and he's taken down shy of the line to gain. That is Ren Asado, one of the Bruins captains here today, and it'll bring up 3rd down and short. No gain on the play.
Good work there from the D-line, just got him to stall, and these safeties and cornerbacks, they were flying down, and these guys able to wrap up and make the tackle.
If you're CMS here, you got 2 plays to get a first down, and now Robert Litcher will be under center. And they got a big fella in the backfield there trying to catch the number on him, but I can almost guarantee this is going to be a sneak or a handoff and a push forward. Litcher under center. It is a handoff. They do push forward. He gets outside. He's got a first down and then taken down inside the 20-yard line. Now they brought in big number 56 to block there, and he got a good block, and then kicking it outside goes Sun, and that'll be a first down for CMS.
Yeah, it'll be interesting here once they do start to really push into this red zone. Their kicker last week, Samuel Brewer, only 1 attempt, but it was not good.
Holding. Offense number 62. 10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Late flag, and on 3rd down and 1, CMS is going to be pushed back. That is huge.
I think it was on the left edge right there. The Bruins defender was trying to go around. I think he just hooked his arm. So 3rd and long now.
And that was Zeke Valles, the defensive lineman that they had in the backfield blocking there. That is not who the penalty was on, but instead of a 20-plus yard gain, it will be 3rd down and 10. Right at the sticks, 3 wide top of the screen. Back to pass goes Litcher. He's looking deep. He throws it up there. He's got a man, and it's incomplete. He just overthrows his intended receiver. He was looking deep to Quentin Craig, the 5'11 junior out of Chester Springs, Pennsylvania. And he got hit hard on that play. I didn't see the replay, but Bruins might have been lucky to not get roughing the passer there.
Yeah, I think he might have had enough time to get that throw off. There was that defensive pressure last second right in his face, and it kind of made him get a little bit too much air under that ball to force the incompletion.
That's a great defensive stand for the Bruins. As George Fox gets CMS to punt. The punt is away, nearly blocked, wobbly end-over-end kick. Fair catch, and now getting out of the way of it is the Bruins return man, William Moffitt, and it'll be downed at the 8-yard line. So the Bruin defense does the job. Jacob Erickson with a couple tackles on that drive, and we will see the Bruin offense for the first time, led by freshman quarterback J.J. Lehman. Lehman, out of Spokane, Washington, was initially a commit to Pacific Lutheran University, where Bruins head coach Spencer Case previously resided, and Lehman flipping his commitment after Coach Case getting the job here. And in motion, Bruins started their own 8-yard line. It's a fake handoff. Lehman keeps it. He's going near side and taken down as he goes across the 16-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and short.
Showing off the legs early there. Just such a nice, dynamic, explosive element here. Adding on to this offense, it just can open up the playbook in so many ways.
J.J. Lehman, 34 rush attempts in the first 2 games of the season. As we see here on the replay, just a simple zone read, and Lehman holds on to it, makes the right choice, and he picks up 8 on first down. Lehman in the gun, 1 wide receiver, Kalen Fry to his far side. Hard count here, goes on 2, handoff up the middle. Taylor Sabin nowhere to go. He stood up and pushed backwards. Taylor Sabin loses a yard, maybe 2 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down for George Fox. The Bruins in the kind of pistol formation. Shaden Iokia, the junior, 5'11", 230-pounder, listed as a tight end, was in the backfield there. And the Bruins on their first drive will face their first 3rd down. So far, it has not gone well for George Fox on third down. Just 7 for 29 on third downs this year. Lehman in the pistol. He turns, fakes the handoff, back to pass, a little dump off to Iokia. He makes the catch. First down, George Fox. And the Bruins with a nice play there on third down. George Fox with a play action pass there after a couple rushes, and J.J. Lehman completes his first pass of the game.
You could see there the edges. They had to respect that quarterback run there, so it kind of froze him for just a second and allowed him more than enough time to roll out and make the throw.
And that was Tucker Land, the freshman, 6'3", 210 pounds, his first catch here at home. Here's a handoff to a man in motion far side, and he'll get maybe 2. Tolentino on the carry there. Dre Tolentino Jr., 5'6", 166 pounds, as he gets the handoff there from J.J. Lehman. So see how long it takes the Bruins to get something aggressive, maybe downfield. Again, new all around for George Fox. You got a new offensive coordinator. You got a new head coach, new defensive coordinator, new special teams, freshman quarterback. Your leading receiver is a freshman. So definitely don't expect anything too aggressive yet, and we haven't seen that. Here's a handoff right up the middle, and again, maybe 2 yards on the play, and it'll bring up another third down for George Fox.
Well, you have to imagine, too, especially with this rushing and passing attack that the Bruins have, if they can get this run established early, I know that's such a cliche, right? For Lehman as well this year in both games, along a 48 and along a 41 in the air. So the yards have come in these really, really big explosive plays in the air.
Lehman 19 for 36 last week against Lewis and Clark, 187 yards and a touchdown. Lined up with Saban behind him. Motion man across his Land. May have got away with a false start. Lehman up in the pocket. He will be close to a first down, and a flag. 2 flags fly late.
Yeah, both of those coming in pretty late as well. One from the line judge and one from up top as well from the deep official. So I have to see what this one's called.
Bruin bench is clapping, so we'll see what that means, but definitely probably 2 different flags here.
Yep.
We'll turn it down to the
Personal foul.
referee.
Face mask. Defense number 52. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Well, it was just the one penalty. I think both of the judges just saw it at the same exact time because we were both looking for something there, and they both came in right towards the end of the play. Trying to look here, and tough maybe to see from that angle. I think it was right before he started to fall down. He just grabbed a piece of that face mask. So first down Bruins now here at midfield.
Brady Johnson, the defensive lineman, charged with the 15-yard personal foul. That'll move the sticks for the Bruins. Already 2 big flags on CMS. Motion man and a handoff up the middle. There's Taylor Saban moving those legs forward, and he'll get a couple extra, maybe close to 5 yards on the first down carry.
That's a familiar sight from last year, right? He can absolutely grind. The yards per carry might not always pop off the screen with him throughout his time here with George Fox, but allowing the offense to just get in these kind of second and mediums versus those second and 10s just really, really allows you to go so many different ways here on these second downs.
4 rushes for 9 yards last week for the Bruin tailback, senior Taylor Saban. William Moffitt, a senior as well. Lehman in the shotgun. He's got 5 wide. Sends Tolentino in motion. Again, it's another handoff. He's looking for room far side. Nowhere to go. Great tackle on the outside for Nick Weidel. Nick Weidel, the defensive back, senior out of Fullerton, California, did a great job of holding the edge there for CMS. And again, it will be a third down for George Fox.
We've only seen 1 passing play so far. Now, you're in a 3rd and long here. Obviously feels like a passing spot unless you're thinking about being aggressive, which this team has been very aggressive on 4th down stats. So midfield, you never know. Could be 2-down territory if they can get close enough to the sticks here.
Kaysen Denault, the leading receiver on the year for the Bruins, wearing number 9. He's a freshman, lined up top of the screen. Lehman back to pass, looking to go his way, throws it. There he is. Caught. First down, George Fox.
What a good ball there. Gave his receiver, who has been such a big-time playmaker here this year, put a little air under it, right? You can see here now on this replay as well, just a little bit of air. You can see maybe a little bit of hand action there with the cornerback and the receiver, kind of just fighting each other off a little bit, and allowed him to go up and make that big play.
That is freshman to freshman there for George Fox. J.J. Lehman to Carson Denault. You'll hear that connection a lot this year. Lehman and the shotgun Bruins knocking on a red zone chance here in their first drive. Sends a man in motion. Saban in the flat. Here comes the rush, and it's a screen on the near side, and right in the face of J.J. Lehman is the big Evan Gerber, 6'5", 230 pounds with the rush there.
Yeah, this Claremont defense now just trying to tighten up here in the red zone, trying to force a stop and a potential kick. We've seen George Fox here this year attempt just 2 of them. So obviously trying to just continue working closer to that first down yard to go.
Ben Rembish, the Bruin kicker here, a guy you do trust though. He can make field goals, as we've seen over the past couple seasons. George Fox has had some good place kickers over the last couple years. At this level, it can make a huge difference if you can successfully make a field goal. Draw up the middle. Taylor Saban breaks a tackle, breaks 2, and he's taken down inside the 15-yard line. That'll be another Bruin first down.
This O-line, man, they are getting some serious push right here on this offensive line right now for George Fox. It is 3 sophomores, a junior, and a senior going up against a pretty veteran and pretty sizable defensive line here for CMS.
Yeah, that's just a draw play there. You see the freshman Denault lined up on the top of the screen. Motion man, it's a handoff. Tolentino slips a tackle, and he's going to be close to another first down.
What a drive they're putting together here. You talked about the drive. You just saw kind of that jet sweep motion action as well. I mean, we've seen screen passes. We've seen play actions, quarterback runs. I mean, they are really just mixing it up here and trying to keep CMS on their heels.
Now inside the 10-yard line, you have got to cash it in. George Fox this year is just 1 for 6 in red zone situations. They've scored twice, but only 1 touchdown. Got to get a touchdown here. Lehman hands it off to Saban, and he's taken down. Saban right at the original line, and that will be 3rd down and maybe 2. It'll be a long one if that. As the ball marked inside the 10-yard line. Official about as far away as possible here from the press box, so trying to squint my eyes to see over there, and it will be 3rd down and 2.
You got a tush push in the playbook?
Well, what I think you do have is 2 plays to score a touchdown.
Exactly.
2 plays to get a first down. You can get a first down. First down marker is at the 5-yard line. Lehman out there with Taylor Saban. Now Lehman telling Saban he needs to go to his left. Play clock going down. Student section counting it down for Lehman. He rolls out to his right. Lehman rolls away, throws it out of the back of the end zone. Over the head of the intended receiver, Kalen Frey. And the Bruins will kick. 4th down and 2. They march it all the way down. And the drive will stop at the 7-yard line, where Ben Rembish will come out and attempt a field goal.
2 for 8 this year on 4th downs, and I thought if we saw a run, they might be committing there to going for it on 4th down if you can get a yard, but it really is 4th and a long 2 here, so they're just trying to get some points on the board.
So the Bruins looking to get points on their first drive here. Ben Rembish will kick. This will be a short one for him, just about 20 yards, and the hold is good. The kick is good. So the Bruins will take a 3-0 lead as George Fox scores on the first drive, and there's a flag. There is a flag down, and Ben Rembish is down on the ground. The Bruin kicker now hobbling to the sideline.
Oh, man. And there's another Bruin down as well, obviously.
Did they jump over the center?
No, they took him out right after the kick there. They showed it on the replay. I was watching to see if the kick was up and through.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Receiving team. 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. The field goal is good.
So the field goal is good, and it will be enforced on the kickoff. And we will take a timeout.
Correction. The 15-yard
first down.
The penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I were just looking at each other here. We were
staring at each other saying, is there a new rule that we didn't know about? And no, there's not. Dwayne Johnson it's his first game too, the ref's first game, the broadcaster's first game, the coach's first games. And it will be Bruin first down inside their 10-yard line. We'll take a timeout on the Bruin Sports Network.
To be known. It's the hope each student brings to the college experience. To be heard, valued, uplifted. To be known by name. When students are known, they become inspired. That's when real change happens. Knowledge moves from mind to heart. Faith becomes action. Careers become callings. That's why at George Fox University, we make a simple promise that every student will be known. Like many, I thought a big college was for me. The bigger the better, right? Well, not always. I found myself in a classroom of 200 people with professors who didn't know my name. I needed a place where I wouldn't just be a number. I found it at George Fox University. Here, professors don't just know my name, they know my story, where I come from, my goals and dreams. Are you ready to be known? Check out George Fox University.
And the Bruins knocking on the door. It'll be 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Personal foul penalty on the kick that was good. Roughing the kicker called on CMS. And now the Bruins, now you have no choice but to score a touchdown, Jacob. 4 plays to punch it in here from the 3.
A 15-plus play drive, Bruin here. They've held the ball now for over 7.5 minutes. We talked about how this team, the ways to winning, they were down on time of possession in both week 1 and week 2 by a pretty good margin as well. So this is the perfect opening drive here for the Bruins after getting that stop after the kickoff to start us off.
J.J. Lehman in the shotgun has Taylor Sabin to his right. Lehman up the middle looking for a block, hops over a defender, jumps towards the goal line, and he is in. Touchdown Bruins. J.J. Lehman, the Bruin freshman, leads a scoring drive on their first drive here at home of the season, and George Fox with a 6-0 lead.
His first rushing touchdown on the ground as a George Fox Bruin. I mean, look at that. The teammates are fired up. The coaches are loving it as well. And this was a tough run. He stayed patient, waited for the block, and put his body on the line for his first 6 here with the Bruins.
You see Shaden Iokia and Taylor Sabin right in there blocking for their freshman quarterback. Now Ben Rembish back out. The PAT this time is up and good. George Fox will take a 7-0 lead as they take their opening drive down to score. A couple big penalties on CMS, 2 different personal foul penalties, and then the big holding penalty on them. CMS so far really just hurting themselves.
Absolutely. They had chances to get the stops, and obviously the most egregious one too, that roughing the kicker penalty there. It would have been a 3-0 game. Instead, now the Bruins up by a score here early. A 16-play, 92-yard, 7-minute and 54-second drive, Seth. That drive started on the 8-yard line. You want to talk about opening up a new era here at this stadium at Lemons Family Field? I mean, that was the perfect drive to do that.
I'll say this is my 8th year here doing Bruin football. That might be the most impressive drive I have seen the entire time here. Look at Coach Crace down there jumping up and down as the Bruins with a 7-0 lead, packed house. As we take a look at the brand new student section behind the north end zone. Bruins coming out here and their team off to a 7-0 lead. And Ben Rembish will kick it away. Everything going the Bruins' way so far. 7-0 Bruins, 3:29 to go here first quarter. And Rembish kicks it away. End over end kick, not a great kick, and it's out of bounds. And that's gonna bring the ball all the way out to the 40-yard line for CMS to start their drive.
Kick out of bounds, kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line.
35-yard line it will be. So it'll be first down for CMS. We'll see if they send Robert Litcher, the junior quarterback, back out, or if they give the ball to Luke Gildred. We will see a 2-quarterback system here for CMS, which Jacob obviously has a defensive scheme. It's a little bit harder to plan against a 2-quarterback approach. You don't know who they're going with in which situation. Only one game so far for CMS, and they will indeed send the junior Robert Litcher back out there for his second drive.
The one thing about this 2-quarterback system that might be a little different is these two guys are both really true passers as well. They'll use their legs occasionally, but one's not necessarily a bigger running threat than the other.
Litcher handoff up the middle. Sun looking for some room, and he'll get 3 on first down. Austin Harrison on the far side. Also over there on the tackle, Ben Nuss. Nuss, the junior, he'll get credited with the tackle, and that'll be a gain of 4 on first down. So George Fox with a statement drive. The Bruins 0-2, and they march it 92 yards down the field for the first score of the game. Litcher in the shotgun. It's 2nd down and 6. Clock winding down here, first quarter. Bruins showing pressure, and here comes the blitz, and it is a false start.
Well, the Bruins might have done a good job at drawing that one there. They were showing a little pressure from the linebackers.
False start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. It's 2nd down.
It was only a 3-down defensive lineman look there, and they had their backers playing pretty far off, but right before the hard snap count there, they kind of kept creeping up. They were trying to adjust what would have been their pass pro there, and it just forced one of those O-linemen to jump a little too quick.
Caleb McElfish was showing the pressure from the linebacking crew. It'll be 2nd down and 11. 50 yards of penalties in the first quarter. Yes, 50 for CMS. Litcher in the gun, again hands it off. There's McElfish, a big tackle for loss, and it will be 3rd down and long for CMS. The Stags having all sorts of issues on offense, and the Bruin defense is fired up. We see here on the replay coming all the way from the backside, McElfish, who had shown blitz on the last play, now brings it off the end, and it'll be 3rd down and 13. Robert Litcher in the gun. He's got 3 wide receivers to his left. Bruins again showing pressure. Erickson off the edge. He drills him right across the middle. Big catch, and he slips away from the defense, spinning away into the secondary. 10-5 touchdown CMS. On 3rd down and 13. Noah Makuplay, the sophomore from Honolulu, makes an incredible play, and he takes it to the house. The Bruins, all the momentum in the building, and it is now shifted to CMS, a 68-yard score.
He had just 1 catch for 3 yards in the season opener, but he found a soft spot there in the coverage, and then obviously just made that incredible play to spin out of that tackle.
Makapulai with the touchdown, and the PAT is up, and it is good. It is no good. The PAT is no good. So Bruins will hold on to a 7-6 lead as we take a look at the replay here. Makapulai with the catch, spins across midfield, and then runs down the sideline, outrunning the Bruins secondary and getting it in for the score, but the PAT is no good. The place kicker Samuel Brewer, the senior, missed, and the Bruins will get the ball back. That was 3rd and 13. And got to give credit to Makapulai for making that play. So the Bruins will get the ball back. Taylor Sabin back deep to return. Ty Bordy is also back deep to return for the Bruins. Dylan Sherman, the 6'4 sophomore, will kick off for CMS. That kind of deflates the air out of the building, Jacob. A big touchdown for CMS on what seemed to be a broken play. Jacob Erickson right in the face of the quarterback, Robert Litcher, who stood in there, took the hit, and delivered an accurate throw. End-over-end kick. Taylor Sabin fields it at the 6. He'll take it out. Good blocks on the near side, breaks a tackle, but he's going to be stopped just around the 25-yard line. And that's where the Bruins will start their second drive.
Yeah, that's just a a broken play, right? The defense had been strong, really essentially every play leading up, just spun out of a tackle. It was the safety as well, kind of overshot that angle, trying to help wrap up, and it just opened up that running lane. And well, now you just get to see this offense again, right? Put that behind you and just continue to try to move the ball here on the ground.
J.J. Lehman in the shotgun as Taylor Sabin to his right. The tight end, Shaden Iokia, lined up to his left. Iokia now in motion. Lehman hands it off up the middle. Sabin got a good block. He's across the 30 and then stood up. He'll get a gain of 6.
What's a good sign to see Sabin getting going here pretty early in this game. So far, coming into this game here this year, he has 9 carries for 20 yards. And you knew it was only a matter of time before he really started to get things going. You can see that power and speed for him out there in the backfield.
Against Lewis and Clark for the Bruins, J.J. Lehman, the only Bruin with more than 4 rush attempts. That's already Sabin's 5th rush attempt of the game. Lehman now motions a man behind him. That's Tucker Land, the freshman. It will be a handoff to Land. He's across the first down marker and then powers his way forward across to the 44-yard line.
Well, they've been running it to the left side a lot here, at least early in this game, where they've been finding success, kind of bouncing it out. And that's the side from left tackle to center. It's 3 sophomores on the line. You have the veteran experience, a junior at right tackle, and the senior right guard as well. So pretty impressive stuff. They got some serious size up front here.
That was Tucker Land on the rush, another freshman. Tolentino again in motion. He'll again get the handoff, and again, not much going. Keeps his legs driving forward, and he'll gain 5. So good job there by Tolentino to keep those legs moving forward, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. George Fox will take a 7-6 lead to the second quarter. Back and forth we go. The season opener here in Newburgh.
That's the end.
End of the first quarter. George Fox 7, CMS 6 on the Bruin Sports Network by Flow Sports.
It's crazy how many people know you. Coming in freshman year as a shy girl, it was so easy to meet people on my floor and on my team.
Where do I feel known? Basically everywhere I go, whether it's the track or the classroom.
The beauty of the Be Known promise here is it doesn't stop at you're my student and I'm your professor. It's more than that.
At a larger school, there's no way your professor is going to know everyone's name in the room. But here at Fox, that actually happens regularly. Not only do they know me by name, they actually care about me as a person.
On-campus pastors, I've gone coffee with them, I've taken walks with them on campus.
Whether it's faculty members, coaches, I mean, everyone just loves having everyone around. They're very good at helping us know that everything we do is not only for Jesus, but to love each other and to help each other.
As I became older, I kind of realized the faith component really brings us all together.
I got baptized here on the back dock of the Maker Hub in engineering statistics, of all things. So Be Known very strongly relates to my faith.
It's just been a special experience to come into my own faith while I was here and to grow with other people.
A lot of the pastors here have helped me through some difficult times in my life. They know that life does happen outside of the classroom.
People are not judgmental, they're willing to help you, and I learned that when I got diagnosed with my autism diagnosis.
I wouldn't have been able to graduate if it wasn't for the people here and the other students here.
You don't have to necessarily stand out or do anything spectacular. Be yourself, enjoy yourself, and people will love you for who you are.
I'm really gonna miss it. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Hands down, one of the best decisions that I've made for myself to follow God here.
I would say the Be Known promise is absolutely real. Be known.
Be known.
Be known.
And back here live in Newburgh, second quarter action. Seth Hoyland and Jacob Archer here for the Bruin Sports Network. Excited to bring you Bruin football this year on Flow College Sports. And George Fox with a 7-6 lead as we start the second quarter. Dre Tolentino in motion, handoff up the middle. There he is, across for a first down on another Bruin run.
5 yards plus a carry right now. It's just been these consistent, nice little 10-yard bursts on those early downs, continuing to allow themselves not to work behind the sticks. It has been crucial here, at least early in this game. And I mean, they're just finding and getting through that first level untouched right now.
And they're giving the ball to anybody and everybody right now. Brody Snyder getting his name in the box score with a rush. That
Keep
is
those
the
legs fresh.
5th different Bruin with a rush attempt in the game. Bruins across into CMS territory. Ball marked at the 44-yard line. They hand it off again to Brody, and he'll get 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for J.J. Lehman.
Well, you're kind of starting to see a little bit of a pattern here early with this running game. They're finding the success up the middle. We've seen a jet sweep on the first drive. We saw one this drive as well. And after they found these big runs up the middle, you can really tell they're trying to get the next play outside or soon after, just trying to get these interior defensive linemen and these linebackers to crash downhill.
Caden Denault checking in after that first rush attempt. Denault 1 catch for 22 yards in the game. Handoff up the middle again, handing it off to the sophomore, and he'll again turn his legs and get a couple late yards. Brody Snyder, and that'll bring up 3rd down and about 6. So good job for these Bruins. I don't want to say tailbacks because some of them are tight ends, some of them are receivers, but running backs and ball carriers. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Bruin ball carriers, though. It seems like all of them, Jacob, turning their legs, continuing to move forward north and south, and able to get a couple extra yards. They'll need some extra yards here. 3rd down and 6.
All 5 of them so far, Seth, have a long already of 8 yards or more.
Yeah, that'll do. Bruins now looking over to their near side sideline for the play call. J.J. Lehman directing traffic out there, the freshman from Spokane. He's back to pass, looking left side, steps up, breaks a tackle, still has the football, and he'll slide down as 2 CMS defenders converge. And now the Bruins in no man's land as the near side line judge marking Lehman all the way back where his slide started. And that's going to be a Bruin punt.
Yeah, I think if they marked him a few yards closer, you get that 4th and 3, maybe a really short 4th and 4. You start to think about it, but here in 4th and 6, obviously CMS had that big explosive play, but the defense so far has been pretty stout, so just trying to pin them deep here with a nice punt.
Yeah, even with the slide, though, not sure that's a favorable spot for the Bruins, but they'll punt it away. Riley Rutledge to kick, and it will be into the end zone for a touchback. Some hand fighting after the play. No flags there, and CMS will begin their 3rd drive of the game. George Fox leading 7-6 as the Stags will come back out. CMS 8-2 last season. This is their 2nd game of the year, and Jacob, talking about the new faces for this Bruin team again. Not just a freshman quarterback, but you have new schemes all across the board. New head coach, new offensive coordinator, new special teams all across the board. But for a team trying to scout a team who has nothing on tape, that could also play to the Bruins' advantage here in the early season.
Absolutely. Just trying to really mix things up here, give them a different look. I mean, they've been using more backers today in the backfield. Saban's been getting an uptick. You're just trying to throw anything at them right now, especially early in this game. A 1-point lead. You can kind of just test a few things out on both sides.
CMS a 14-7 victory last week. They play Pomona Pitzer next week. Back to pass, Litcher looking far side. It's caught around Bruin defensive back and then tripped up. A gain of 17 on the play. First catch of the game for Braden Young. Braden Young listed as a quarterback, unless I have my numbers wrong, and I do. It's number 19, Ben Kim. Kim the junior. Braden Young, number 15. He is listed as a quarterback. That'll be a first down for CMS. They move the sticks. So Robert Litcher with Jake Sun, the sophomore, in the backfield. Bruins bring pressure here. Handoff to Sun left side. Finds a hole, and he'll get 4. Jake Sun moves forward. So far today for CMS, 3 first downs, now 4 first downs. And
They're averaging just 2 yards per play on the ground. 7 rushes for 14 yards. That'll increase that average a little bit. It'll be officially a gain of 4. Ball marked on the 40-yard line. 11 minutes to go here in the first half. George Fox 7, CMS 6. Right now the missed PAT by the senior place kicker for CMS, the difference in the game. Litcher hands it off again, son, right up the middle. He's got space, and he's got a first down past the 50-yard line, and a tackle made by Austin Harrison. Harrison stopping what could have been a really big play from CMS.
It is nice having that safety blanket back there, right? Just defensively, having this experienced secondary, they know the gaps, they know the angles at the third level, so they know they can sit back there where if they do, gash them for that big 10-yard plus run, you're going to have a safety there, if not a couple of them, to make that big tackle.
Robert Litcher, the junior, out of Massachusetts. You do not see that often from schools out here in the Pacific Northwest. Special shout out to all of his family, maybe back east, tuning into our ball game. He's got the football here. It's a draw up the middle. He goes, and that is got to be targeting. And here comes the flag. That is the definition of targeting, unfortunately. And Jacob knew this year they will have the ability to review that. Again, that is my initial instinct that that's targeting. The officials can review this. We'll see Dwayne Johnson's call.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And the Bruins, although at a 15-yard penalty, I don't know how that's not targeting. Not saying the Bruins will take it because it's still a 15-yard penalty,
please
but
reset the game clock
if that is not targeting on a quarterback, I don't know what is.
Yeah,
and
especially
on my signal.
He gave himself up, leading with the head.
If you see that with the running back, you maybe see them get away, but anytime it's a quarterback, man, they're trying to be extra careful.
First down after the 15-yard penalty. Ball marked at the 28-yard line. Litcher now passes near side. It's a screen. Great block on the outside. Breaking a tackle. Still on his feet. And inside the Bruin 10-yard line, Quentin Craig, the junior. Another East Coaster. He's out of Pennsylvania. And the Massachusetts native connects with the Pennsylvania native. And that'll be a first down for CMS. So the Bruins with the big 15-yard penalty. And now Litcher has them knocking on the doorstep of another touchdown. George Fox holding on to the lead at 7-6. It's about 9 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Litcher back to pass, looks near side out of the backfield, making the catch, breaking another Bruin tackle, and in for the touchdown, Owen Walls, a freshman running back out of San Clemente, California. And he gets into the end zone for the first time with CMS. And the Stags on the board. They now take a 12-7 lead.
Yeah, they're just allowing these playmakers right now. They're just throwing some nice and easy plays to them. I mean, we saw it on the big touchdown. That one obviously a little bit deeper downfield. But on this drive as well, just getting these guys in space because these CMS skill position players right now, they are making guys miss.
Owen Walls with his first collegiate touchdown, and the PAT is good. So Litcher to Walls gives CMS the lead, and it is 13-7 Claremont Mud Scripps, and the Bruins will now have to regroup. And Jacob, if you kind of replay this backwards as to the events that have happened over the last, 8 minutes of game time, George Fox had a 7-0 lead. CMS had the ball. It was 3rd down and 13, deep in their own territory. A 68-yard touchdown really has changed everything in this game.
Yeah, each drive so far on the scoring side for each of these two teams, you've been able to point to one thing, right? George Fox's first, we saw CMS commit that roughing the kicker penalty, allowed the Bruins to score. Then you had 3rd and long, a broken tackle, kind of misplay, allowed the 68-yard touchdown for CMS. And then here on this last one as well, that late hit added 15 yards and really pushed them close to the red zone.
And right now for the Bruins defense, you look at the missed tackles. You also have to give credit to CMS. They've been hard to take down, but multiple missed tackles, it seems like on every play. When CMS has a receiver out in the open, they've been able to break tackles, stay on their feet. And the Stags with a 13-7 lead. The Bruins will get the ball back here. 8:57 to go first half. An end-over-end kick. It will be fielded at the 8 by Taylor Sabin. He'll bring it out over the 20, across the 30. Sabin with some room across the 40, and out of bounds just shy of the 50. Good return there by Taylor Sabin. And trailing the play there for George Fox with some words, Shaden Iokia, the junior tight end. As we see the replay here, Taylor Sabin, good vision there to go north and south again and pick up some extra yards.
Yeah, just stayed behind the blocks, able to pick up some big yardage there to set them up here at midfield. And something I'm watching for now on this drive, we've seen the run game. We've talked about the run game all game long so far. We saw the one play action to pick up 22 yards earlier, but they're still looking for that big downfield passing attack that they haven't let it rip.
Lehman passes out to the right side. It'll be caught by Frey on the far side. He'll get the catch. That'll be a 7-yard gain, and 2nd down and 3 for the Bruins.
You just keep working these two boundaries here right now. You're obviously trying to set yourself up for that big play. Try to get a tight end up the seam here if you can get it in these 2nd and shorts, right? We know the run game has been good. It's 2nd and 3 now here. A great opportunity to try to take a play action shot.
Kalen Fry with the catch for the Bruins. Fry wearing number 88. Lehman back to pass. Pressure coming, and he'll throw it away. And wisely so. Had a couple CMS defenders right in his face.
Well, I guess if I can see the play action potentially coming, I'm sure CMS did too. Those edges were pretty well prepared. They did not sell out to the run at all on 2nd and short.
So 3rd down and 3 here for George Fox. Again, coming into play today, the Bruins just 7 for 29 on 3rd down this year. Here today, they are 2 for 4. And the Bruins looking to pick up what would be their 8th first down of the game. CMS leading 13-7. J.J. Lehman standing right at the 50-yard line. Fake handoff. Lehman looking and throws it at the feet of his intended receiver, who did not even turn around, Tucker Land.
That's a way to throw it away without getting intentional grounding there. He knew by the time his head was going to be turned around, it was going to be too late for him. And now they're bringing out the punting team here on 4th and 3rd. I mean, obviously, we chatted about the 4th down opportunities last week. 0 for 4. Week 1, they were 2 for 4. Last week, though, maybe the 2 for 8 this year doesn't tell the full story. It was a game they were trailing early by a couple of scores in that game last week against Lewis and Clark. So it really forced themselves to go for it, as there was a high snap there, but still able to get it off end over end. This one could be a good one here as it takes a bounce. Someone's trying to just down it, and there they go. They are going to pin CMS now inside the 10.
Yeah, good punt there by Riley Rutledge, and the Bruins special teams crew down there, and CMS will start their 4th drive of the game. So after George Fox got the ball, stopping CMS on a first drive of the game, George Fox then came back to score a 92-yard drive. CMS answered with a 68-yard touchdown, a touchdown on the last drive for the Stags. And now they'll be getting their 4th drive of the half, pinned deep in their own territory. They will start at the 8-yard line, so they will try to match the 92-yard drive that George Fox put together coming from the north end of the stadium. As Robert Litcher is in the shotgun, he's got Jake Sun behind. 2 receivers top of the screen for him. Hard count here, and he fumbles the football. It's on the ground, and George Fox got it. The Bruins have the football. Turnover, and the Bruins will have the ball at the 5-yard line. And the crowd here making some noise as Robert Litcher just simply had trouble with the snap. And the Bruins fall on the football. The Bruins will get the ball handed to them at the 6-yard line. And as we take a look at the replay here, the snap to Litcher was right on the numbers.
Well, that is now the 3rd fumble they've forced this year, Seth. And obviously fumbles can be a coin flip. They've now recovered all 3, a perfect 3 for 3 on the season.
Lehman in the gun, standing at his 11-yard line, hands it off up the middle. There's William Moffitt, and Moffitt will get down inside the 5-yard line. The Bruins trying to flip it, and that's how you flip things right there. picking up the fumble recovery, and now they're knocking on the doorstep here. Kuiper Osenik was the one who landed on the ball for George Fox. All marked here at the 3-yard line. 7:20 to go first half. Stags 13, Bruins 7. J.J. Lehman in the pistol has Taylor Sabin behind him. He turns, hands it off to Sabin, and he's tripped up. Great pursue there from behind. That was number 23, Xavier Sabalan, 200-pound junior from West Sacramento, California. And he makes the tackle, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 3. And you've got to think that this here, Jacob, is 4-down territory.
Absolutely. It's 3rd and 3 here. If you can get 1 or 2 yards here at least, this feels like a spot you got to take advantage of this turnover.
Circle number 9, the freshman on the bottom of the screen there, lined up man-to-man. Lehman looks his way. It's a fade. Up top he goes. That's got to be PI, and it is. He is clobbered out of the back of the end zone. The throw from Lehman was probably not catchable, but they are all over the freshman, Carson Denal.
Pass interference, defense, number 5. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic 1st down.
That's twice now that the CMS defense has had a chance to get a stop and get off the field potentially, but a costly penalty is going to extend this one. We saw the Bruins, J.J. Lehman able to punch it in immediately after the roughing the kicker on that 92-yard touchdown drive. And man, that run game with them has been working. You got a couple of chances now here from the 2. Expect them to just hand it off here and try to punch this one in.
Cesar Fernandez on the coverage there. He was charged with the pass interference penalty. 1st down, Bruins. In motion across the right side goes Land. Fake handoff, Lehman rolling left side, and he lowers his shoulder, and he's into the end zone. His 2nd touchdown of the game. The freshman showing some grit, and the Bruins tie this game at 13. Lehman turns around and shows the defense. That's a touchdown. And the Bruins take advantage of the CMS miscue. And with a PAT here, they can take the lead.
Student section's fired up. They got the new student section here in that end zone. Bruins able to score in the same end zone as well. It's got to feel fun for them.
And the PAT by Rembish is good. George Fox 14, CMS 13. As the Bruins take advantage of the fumble by the Stags in a back and forth entertaining first half. Bruin freshman J.J. Lehman with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. And you gotta love that from him, not afraid to lower his shoulder. Obviously, you hold your breath when quarterback does that, but still love to see the grit from the freshman out of Spokane. And the Bruins sideline trying to get everybody fired up here as CMS will get the ball for their 5th drive of the game. George Fox 8 first downs, and they're averaging 4.32 yards per play. CMS 6 first downs. They're averaging just over 5 yards per play.
Well, how about this now? You got a 16-play, 92-yard touchdown drive, and then you got a 4-play, 5-yard touchdown drive here for the Bruins, and that's exactly what they needed. And don't forget, Seth, as well, this Bruins team is going to get the ball out of half. So this is a big-time drive here for CMS, and the Bruins can stop them early, could even try to get some more points on the board.
And George Fox deferred and immediately got the ball back after stopping CMS on the first drive of the game. This ball caught at the 5-yard line, running head start across the 20 and hammered at the 25-yard line by 2 Bruin defenders. And that's where CMS will start the drive. Big tackle there from the Bruins. That is number 23, Ethan Cate, the junior out of Tigard, Oregon. And it'll be CMS ball. Yeah, Jacob, trying to obviously get every name correct, doing our best. Yeah, there's 100+ players on this George Fox roster, so apologies for first game missing any of the names, but we'll get them right as
It's also a lot on CMS, too.
And there's a couple multiple numbers, too,
Yeah.
just to our...
That's always the best part, isn't
But nobody
it?
can know that was Ethan Cade. I do know that. And that is a run of 6 yards and a man down for CMS as the trainer's coming out for the
Injury
staff.
timeouts for a player on the
Injury
offense.
timeout on the field as the Bruins lead 14-13.
14-13, 5:59 to go here in the home opener. What a game it's been so far, Seth, right? All the news we were talking about here in the pregame, the coaching staff, the freshman quarterback, the freshman receiver, who we still haven't even seen in action, or rather making a catch here so far today, as well as this new stadium, the student section that we got to show off here, and the new field as well. I mean, we saw the pictures. I remember we were texting about it here even just the past couple weeks or so, but in person, I mean, it truly looks awesome here.
To go along with the best uniforms in college football, look at those helmets. The gold bear claw across the side, the George Fox Bruins, as the Bruins getting a little bit of a break here. The defense on the field right now and being helped to his feet on the far side by CMS trainers, and that's not a good sign for them. That is their running back, Jake Sun, who is being helped off by a couple offensive linemen. So Sun, who is the starting tailback, 5'9", 170-pound sophomore. Owen Walls has a touchdown in this game, and he'll likely be called into the game, and he is. Number 36 now in the backfield, the freshman for CMS. Was a gain of 6 on first down, 5:55 to go first half. Robert Litcher is in the shotgun here, has the tailback Owen Walls to his left. Two receivers near side of the screen. And he fakes the handoff, steps up in the pocket, around a couple Bruin defenders, motioning his guys to go! Look out from behind! Jacob Erickson with a big sack as he takes down Robert Litcher from behind, and another tackle for loss for Jacob Erickson. He is everywhere for this Bruins team, and he runs all the way from the far side of the field and just takes him down right at the 31-yard line. That will be a loss of 1.
2.5 tackles for loss in week 1. Then he goes into the next week, 2 sacks for 22 yards as well, and another big-time takedown of the quarterback, his 3rd of the year.
Big 3rd down here, out into the flat, nobody home. Looking for Walls, and the Bruins had that sniffed out, and CMS will punt.
4:54 remaining here. Both teams with 3 timeouts, so obviously you're not too worried about the clock as of now. But this is a Bruins team. It has been some long possessions with running. They've been able to chew up clocks. So if they can pick up a few first downs here, they could really try to bleed this one low.
And the Bruins could get a 2-for-1 here as well, getting the ball now and then getting the ball in that second half kick. Back to punt for CMS. Samuel Brewer, and he just gets it off, end over end kick. It's a decent one and fair cut right at the 35-yard line.
Well, one thing, we talked about it a handful of times last year, and you know, when you listen to some of the great coaches just throughout college football at any level, one thing that a big point of emphasis I've seen in the last few years, they call it the middle 8. The middle 8 of these games. It's the final 4 of the second quarter and the first 4 of the third quarter. A lot of coaches really think that is the time when games can be won or lost for these teams. And now the Bruins, I mean, you want to talk about setting yourself up for success in the middle 8, trying to drive here.
Ball marked at the 36. Lehman holds on to it, and you could tell he was thinking about going down, and he probably should have, as he gets swarmed by 3 CMS defenders. A couple front line defensive linemen there on that one defensively for CMS. Harry Zhu, the linebacker senior out of Laverne, was the first on the tackle. Also there, Andrew Lau. So Lehman now 4 wide receivers. Carson Denault, the freshman, lined up on the bottom of the screen wearing the number 9. Taylor Sabin now motions to the right of Lehman, who's standing in the shotgun. Second down and 12. 4 minutes to go, first half. Lehman looking near side, double move up top to Denault, and incomplete. Coverage there Nick Wild, defensive back, senior out of Fullerton. And it'll be 3rd down here for George Fox.
Well, the one thing you got to feel about that last pass as well, he put it in the spot where really only the receiver had a chance, right? He throws it right against the out of bound on the left side there. So it's a chance where if a pick's going to be made, I mean, it would have to take something special. So that's where you want to miss on those.
Kevin White there as well. Lehman back to pass, 3rd and 12. It's a screen, nothing doing. That play is blown up in the middle. Big 96 there. Michael Hook, the defensive end, 6'5" senior, had that one sniffed out the whole time.
Well, last time George Fox punted, it was a little bit of a low snap, and the punter did make a great play to be able to field it and get the punt off here. So obviously, on this side of the field in CMS, or rather George Fox territory, you need a clean snap and try to get this one 40 yards plus here.
Michael Hauk with the tackle there. Snap, decent. Kick is off, and there's another flag as the ball is muffed. It's on the ground, and I think George Fox might have got it. There is a flag behind the play. It looked like CMS initially had it, and I hear an official saying White has it. And they do. So CMS does have the football, but there is a flag. James Ryan falling on it after he muffed it.
Lots to sort through here.
But is this roughing the kicker again?
And I mean, they had that one on the first drive. It allowed the Bruins to continue, and that's the thing. Their penalty set so far, it hasn't been your typical 5-yarders. They have had some costly mistakes here on these 3rd and 4th downs. We'll throw it down now and see what the call is.
Illegal motion, kicking team, number 11. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the return. It's 1st down.
So no roughing the kicker. You hear Dwayne Johnson there. Just a 5-yard penalty. That'll be on George Fox. And here's where CMS will start their drive at the 38-yard line. See the replay here. The punt was muffed by CMS, and then somehow James Ryan was able to stay on that football. So Stags possession here. And we will see Luke Gildred. So quarterback number 2 for CMS. Gildred was listed as QB1 on our depth charts. And this will be the first we see of him here in a big-time drive. The Stags trailing 14-13. And Gildred, the 185-pound junior, checks in for his first drive of the game. McElfish again showing pressure. He holds on to the football, and he's tossed down from behind. He'll get about 4 on the tackle there for George Fox. Kuiper Osink. Osink fell on that fumble inside the Bruin 5-yard line. And CMS will take their time here again. They don't want to give the Bruins the ball back, knowing George Fox gets the ball in the second half.
Again, CMS this year, they played week 1, no game week 2. So looking back to their season opener where we saw the 2-quarterback system, Gildred 8 for 11, but just 38 yards. It was a short passing attack, also had 2 carries for just 4 yards.
2:29, clock ticking, 2nd down and 5, fakes the handoff, looking deep. He throws it out there. Austin Harrison on the coverage, and that is in no man's land.
We've seen now with these side judge officials here, there's been a couple of these deep shots where both sides, you know, maybe grabbing just ever so slightly, but that's really what you want to see there, right? If it's on both sides like that, nothing major, just letting them play on.
Yeah, Harrison locked up with James Ryan, the senior receiver on the far side, as Luke Gildred laid that one out there, but falls to the turf, and it'll be 3rd down and 5. 14-13 Bruin lead. A missed PAT the difference so far. The Stags 2 for 4 on 3rd downs here today. Back to pass, looking near side, throws, has a man wide open. Catch made inside the 40 by Quentin Craig. Craig with another catch there for CMS. Renasato with the tackle, and first pass completion of the game for Luke Gildred. And this
That's the
would be
2-minute timeout.
Minute timeout. We got ourselves a good one here in Newburgh. George Fox 14, Stags 13. We got.
I had been away from college for almost 11 years. There were a lot of fears in coming back. My professor did an amazing job to say, doesn't matter if you finished or not, you're here now and we're gonna do this together. My boss saw the work that I was putting in, so he said, we need to talk about your promotion. He saw that I was implementing those things that I was learning at George Fox. It feels like it's opening all kinds of doors that I didn't even knock on.
You don't help others by just talking about it. You do it through taking action. That's our belief at George Fox Physical Therapy. All aspects of our physical therapy practice are informed by extensive research and hours in clinical practice, because we know the outcome leads to healing for our communities. So join us, and together we can work to forge new paths.
George Fox 14, CMS 13. And the Stags moving the ball now. They are inside Bruin territory. Ball will be marked here at the 37-yard line. Luke Gildred, the quarterback here for CMS, getting his first drive of the game. We were expecting to see two quarterbacks, just in the other order. Robert Litcher listed as the number 2 quarterback. Luke Gildred listed as the number 1 quarterback, and he's trying to get his team to lead headed into the half. A missed PAT, the difference in the game right now. First down and 10, ball at the 37-yard line, 2 minutes to go. Quick pass out of the backfield. Gildred gets hit hard, and the pass is complete and caught by Owen Walls.
That was a smart play there from Gildred. If he throws that ball initially, that ball might be going for 6 the other way. They read it well, but he pump faked and allowed himself. He knew the hit was going to come, as you can see here now on the replay. You saw that right there. It was number 52 on the side.
Yeah, guess who that is?
For the Bruins, Jacob Erickson. Shocker, he was in there for a play. I mean, we might be talking about a touchdown there, but he got the pump fake. Only went for a yard, but that was a big play for CMS.
Second down and 9 here for the Stags. Fake handoff rolling to his right. Pass is complete to the tight end. He goes forward and out of bounds
late
along the 25
well.
And a late flag.
It was a late hit out of bounds. I mean, there's a scuffle there now on the sidelines. And we're going to see a lot of flags here. Oh, man. That's the third one now in the air I've seen.
And Rowan Ramirez was the one who made the catch. As we'll unsort this mess on the far side. The referee today, Dwayne Johnson, is going to have his hands full figuring out this.
It was Jaden Rattay there. He lost his helmet in the shuffle as well. So I think the initial penalty there was a late hit. It looked like George Fox actually got blocked into him. And then, of course, you had 2 additional late penalties. And, yeah, this officiating crew here now, they are going to try to figure out names, numbers, what's the call, who gets yards.
There might have been someone in there, too, from the Bruin sideline who's not even dressed for the game. I couldn't tell if it was the player who got his helmet ripped off or a player on the sideline who wasn't dressed. So we see him out of bounds. Ooh. That is an incredibly late hit from CMS.
So that's probably the initial penalty you're looking at. This is most likely going to be some variation of offsetting penalties. Of course, the thing that we can't really see here is were there punches thrown. That's always the thing in these spots here where normally these personal fouls, it is some combo of offsetting, but the punch is always the one that the refs really have to go through and break down what they see.
Yeah, and if anything on that hit, it's a blindside hit as well. It's both. It's late and to a defenseless player. So we'll see what the call is there. We saw a play that we thought maybe should have been targeting earlier. That was not called targeting. There's no targeting on that, but all sorts of issues as we see the officials all 5 of them with their notepads out, writing things down. We do understand that the officials can review certain plays this year. There's a white tent on the far sideline, new to the Northwest Conference. Each coaches have a challenge as well. Again, nothing to challenge here, but we understand that the officials can go to the monitor for targeting, and potentially in a play like this, if there's any sort of disqualifications to get numbers, things like that, we very well may see the replay system used, as Dwayne Johnson's still trying to figure things out here.
I have a feeling he's got to be writing this in the notebook, right? If he's rattling off a few penalties here to read, let's see what the official call on the field is.
There are multiple fouls on the play. Personal foul, illegal blindside block, offense, number 55. Half the distance to the goal. Nope, correction, we're going the other way. 15-yard penalty. After the play, there are multiple unsportsmanlike fouls on both teams. 32 of the defense, 31, and 31 is a flagrant unsportsmanlike foul. He is ejected from the ball game. CMS, we have 16, 68, correction, 68, 74. These are all players' first unsportsmanlike fouls of the game. The penalty will cancel. Replay, second down.
So two things here. First off, he said they're backing up 15 yards, but it's a replay of down. So I'm curious if they are going to back up here. Obviously, it's still going to be second down. I think first off, it does look like they are moving it back because it was personal fouls that are offsetting, not the illegal blindside block. And that is number 31 there for the Bruins, who has been ejected from the game. We talked about that's what they're talking about in those spots after they get the personal fouls. That is number 31, Kaikoa Iokea there, who had that late hit as well earlier. Obviously, I think that is the reason he's ejected. It's his second personal foul of the game, which leads to an automatic ejection. I believe so, Seth.
And then again, talking about not necessarily a late hit, but they did use the words blindside hit on CMS. And they do move them back. So CMS has the ball on the 39-yard line. It'll officially be second down and 12. 1:47 to go. Short pass near side. It is caught. And that'll be Quentin Craig. So Craig with the catch. And clock ticking here first half. So I'm not sure how that adds up, but we'll play on. Again, first couple games for everybody. That might be the most players I've ever seen involved in a penalty situation. Third down and 5, looking up the middle, breaking a tackle, stepping up in the pocket, around over the 30. Erickson is there, and he takes him down right at the marker. And we'll see if that moves the sticks or not. We'll see where the marking is, and they will move the sticks first down. So Jacob Erickson, not enough there to bring the quarterback behind the line to gain. As you see, Luke Gildred again avoids a Bruin tackle. Right up the middle, unblocked, was the freshman Duke. On the 27-yard line. 14-13, pass near side. It's caught, breaking a tackle and out of bounds. Another broken tackle for CMS offensively. As that ball is caught for the Stags, that is Jaden Rattay. 6-foot-tall sophomore out of Los Angeles.
Still 3 timeouts here on both sides. Now inside officially here on the red zone, where we did see him convert on their lone red zone try here.
So Rattay makes the catch. Clock stops. First down and 10 at the 17. The Stags can take the lead right here. In the shotgun is Luke Gildred. He hands it off up the middle, spinning. Jacob Erickson there. And it'll be a gain of 4 and a timeout CMS.
Well, it's interesting here. So
CMS is taking their first time out at half.
Samuel Brewer, the senior kicker here from Crown Point originally. So 0 for 1 this year. It was a blocked field goal in their week 1 game from 38 yards. And looking back at last year as well, only one attempt for him in 2024 as well, and it was also a miss.
Well, we'll see if they trust him or not here, depending on the situation. But right now, his missed PAT is the difference in this game. In a wild first half, as the Bruins with a 14-13 lead as the clock ticks down here in the first half. And this past season, the Bruins won the most Northwest Conference championships of any school in the conference. George Fox won 6 championships in women's golf, women's lacrosse, men's and women's cross country, men's and women's track. In addition, the George Fox stunt team picked up a natty. The national champions, George Fox stunt, national champions this year. Congrats to all the Bruins athletics. They lead 14-13 right now. Back to pass Gildred. He's going up top, far side, and it is caught for a touchdown. Up with the catch again is Noah Makapulai. Makapulai's second touchdown of the game. The 5'7" sophomore out of Honolulu.
He's got some serious, I mean, his separation there, he created a yard or two for himself. And also, I mean, credit to the quarterback there. That was an absolute dime. Put it where only he could go get it. But we've seen the speed and ability to separate for him now on both of his 2 catches.
Makapulai with his second touchdown of the game. J.J. Lehman, 2 touchdowns for the Bruins. And the kick is good. So CMS scores. It is now Stags 20, Bruins 14. As we take a look at the replay here, you mentioned it, Jacob. That is a beautiful pass right there. And really the defense from the Bruins, Ty Bordy at his hand right there. But Makapulai able to hold it in. Great concentration there. And the Bruins will get the ball back here with 3 timeouts and 34 seconds to work with.
We'll have to imagine here, we see them try to return this kick. We obviously saw the really big return earlier, right, that got them to midfield. Have to imagine if they can rip off maybe 30, 40 yards, you could see them take a shot or 2 here. Of course, though, if it is a touchback or something of sorts, you know, CMS has 3 timeouts. They could get aggressive. That 34 seconds left on the clock here, it's kind of that awkward time, right, for both sides where you're not exactly sure what the decision-making is going to be.
So the kickoff will be from the 35-yard line. Stags lead 20-14. And the Bruins will get the ball first to start the second half. And the kick is in the air. It's a shallow kick. It'll be fielded at the 15-yard line. Sabin picks it up. He's got some room to the left side. Taylor Sabin around inside and the 30. A great tackle made at the 30-yard line by CMS. Again, Nick Wild, the senior, called his name a couple times. And the Bruins with the football and a flag on the play. And if this is a hold, the half is probably over. Can't imagine George Fox doing anything aggressive if they're going to be moving backwards here.
During the return, holding, receiving team, number 13. 10-yard penalty, it's first down.
And it is a hold on George Fox, and it'll be a first down. They'll move the ball all the way back inside the 20. It'll be marked right at the 20-yard line. And yeah, Jacob, at this point, probably run a draw and call it a half. But an entertaining half nonetheless. Yeah. And you feel like George Fox should have the lead in this game.
Yeah, this has been it's been just a key player, too, on almost every drive that has extended these ones on some costly penalties.
Lehman in the gun. They will not do a draw. They'll do a short pass far side. It'll be caught and out of bounds. The clock will continue to run. Fry is inbounds, and the Bruins will be content there. They at least won't call a timeout. They do hustle to the line. Tolentino the slot. 12-11.
You got Denault one-on-one outside if you want to rip a shot here.
Pressure coming. Lehman outside of the pocket. Just get rid of the football, and he does. Smart play by the freshman. And with 2 seconds on the clock, now the Bruins have got to just take it to the half. 20-14. And a fantastic first half here at Lemons Family Field. What a game between these two teams so far.
It's going to be a fun second half, Seth. This Bruins team, they've shown some pretty elite things here on offense and defense at times. And CMS, I mean, they've taken advantage. It's been the big plays for him here on offense. Had that costly turnover for him that instantly put George Fox on the 6-yard line, as well as the final play. Now just a draw play up the middle. They'll just go down, try to hold on to the football. And that will officially bring this first half here to a close.
Draw play by Saban gets about 12, and that'll end the first half. Both teams heading to their halftime locker rooms. George Fox will trail 20-14, and Jake, the Bruins going to have a chance to really work something here at the half and put together a drive to take the lead right out of the gates.
After that last run as well, they're up over 90 rushing yards here today. CMS now sitting at 50. Obviously, though, it has been the air game so far here for CMS. That big 68-yard touchdown and a couple of big chunk plays as well, as J.J. Lehman right now. Just 44 total passing yards on the side for the Bruins. Of course, those have been 44 pretty big ones here for him as well, including a couple of third down conversions. But, you know, you'd really like to see him air things out here now in the second half. You are trailing by 6 points. You do get the ball back. You've had that big-time turnover. And, man, this defensive line, we mentioned it, when they've had their chances, Seth, they have gotten those TFLs.
Noah Makapulai and J.J. Lehman, each with 2 touchdowns apiece for their respective teams. J.J. Lehman, 2 rushing touchdowns for the Bruins, and Noah Makapulai with 2 receiving touchdowns for CMS, including a 68-yard touchdown where he broke multiple tackles and took it to the house. We'll turn it down to the field now as we take our halftime break. Your score at the half, CMS 20, George Fox 14, and the George Fox cheer team takes it away.
This beat rolls right through my chest. Everybody, Martin, Poppy came to party. Grab somebody, work your body. Let me see you 1, 2, step. Rock it, don't stop it. Everybody get on the floor. Bring the party up. We about to get it on. Let me see you 1, 2, step. I love it when you 1, 2, step. Everybody 1, 2, step. This beat is outrageous, so contagious, make you crave it. Jazzy made top charted ever since the day I started. Strip my stuff and yes I flaunt it. Goodies make the boys jump on it. No, I can't control.
I'm really on my 4th life when you think about it. Summer of 2022, I was coming home from my summer job when I got into a severe car accident, and I was life-flighted to a hospital. In the helicopter, my blood pressure dropped to 0. So they started giving me blood, and they called ahead and told the hospital trauma team to meet them on the roof because they didn't think I was going to make it. The trauma team met us on the roof and luckily brought a defibrillator because on the roof, my heart stopped. So that was the end of my first life. They shocked me and I came back, and they proceeded to rush me into surgery as quickly as they could. Now in surgery, my heart stopped again, so that was the end of my second life, and it was a short one. They shocked me and I came back. They cut my stomach open to see what was bleeding, and they discovered I had grade 5 liver laceration and a grade 5 spleen laceration, which is the highest the scale goes. While I was in surgery, my heart stopped for a 3rd time, and they shocked me, and I didn't come back. So the med school student in the room performed a cardiac massage where she squeezed my heart to the beat of a normal heartbeat. And the senior surgeon in the room had never seen it performed successfully before. But she performed it successfully, and I came back. I have no recollection of the day in the slightest. It was like I went to sleep one night and woke up in the hospital. And the road to recovery was a long, long one. They discovered I had suffered a moderate to severe traumatic brain injury. I had broken 3 ribs. I had broken my sternum. I had a partially collapsed lung, and I didn't walk for 5 weeks after I was awake because they were afraid I'd re-break my hip. I was told from the very start I might never walk again. I might never sing again. I might never have control of my left arm again. And I just wanted to come back to a place where I feel so known. My goal from the very start of rehab was to get as close to normal as possible because my life pre-accident was so much fun. I was told maybe one class coming January, but I insisted on going back full time, and my speech therapist told me 2 classes is plenty, and I said, how about a course in my major, an elective, a gen ed, and choir? And he said, well, how about a course in your major and an elective and choir? And I was like, nope, I think I can do all of them. I talked to all of my professors and let them know my situation. They were all very understanding and gave me the extra help I needed. One person who was instrumental in my return to campus and my recovery process was Jamie Johnson. He called my parents and prayed with them. He put me on a leave of absence. He sent me multiple check-in emails when I was back on campus and prayed with me. It's just really cool to have such a relationship with the campus pastor. I learned my faculty advisor was on my prayer team. I didn't know I had a prayer team until I returned to Fox. My first semester back was incredible. My faculty in the business department were phenomenal, and I learned so much. They put me in situations that I needed to succeed. That term was the first term in my collegiate career where I achieved all A's. I can't emphasize this enough. By every medical standard, I should not be here right now. And yet I'm here. If I had given up hope, I might not be walking, I might not be talking, I might not be a college student. The support I received brought me hope that I could make a full recovery. You don't really know how healthy a community is until you've been deprived of it. The Be Known promise, it might sound like a marketing gimmick, but it is for real. It is the real deal. I have received so much love and so much support from faculty and friends that I would love to be that support for others in the future. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up because God sometimes takes plans and turns them on their head. And so I just trust that He is going to put me where I need to be. My name is Ben Wing, and I am a double major in management and marketing. And I like to tell people that my fourth life is the best one of them all.
highlights from the first half. Thank you very much.
in the night. All the people that you see in the night, and all the dreams up into the light. The wind breezes are setting my side away. At night, going out. Can you see the Joker flying over? As she's standing in the field of clover, watching her every day. What would happen if we took her
Rushing touchdowns for the Bruins, and George Fox will get the ball to start the second half here. Right now, CMS with a 20-14 lead, and obviously love to see the Bruins go down and get some points. Obviously, with that missed PAT, a field goal here on this first drive would make it just a field goal game. The Bruins with Ben Rembush as their kicker. Obviously, never want to settle for a field goal, but definitely just getting some points here on this opening drive. Again, you look at the quarterbacks so far today. J.J. Lehman for the Bruins, 6 of 12, just 44 yards, 22 of those coming on one play. And then Gildred and Litcher for CMS. Gildred 6 for 7, 48 yards and a touchdown. And Litcher 5 for 7, 121 yards, including that 68-yard score. We talked about Jacob Erickson in the pregame. He has been absolutely everywhere here today, and definitely going to have to keep that up here in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten after the quarterback. He's had the sack, and he's had a handful of plays, too. Obviously, when you're a defensive lineman, your name doesn't always pop up in the box score, but he's making his impact felt. Even if it's not the tackle, he's flushing the quarterback out. He's getting the run play stopped early, making them bounce it back outside as well. And one other thing, you know, I wanted to talk about too, and I don't know if you feel the same way, but one thing that stood out to me a lot about George Fox is you can see the culture right now that's being built. They have been so aggressive on some of these tackles. They've been wrapping up when they've been able to. Obviously, CMS has had a couple of big plays as well where they've made guys miss, but you see it on the sidelines. Every time George Fox has scored, they're playing jump around. They're getting the guys excited. It's a new era of George Fox football here this season, the first home game of the year, and you're just trying to set that tone and really show you what this Bruins team is about. And again, there just seems to be a lot to be optimistic about, not only in this game, but you can really see the pieces in year one under this new head coach coming together.
CMS in the first half, 29 plays, 219 yards of offense, 7.5 yards per play in that first half. George Fox, 34 plays, 136 yards of offense. That's 4 yards per play on the dot. And again, the Bruins doing most of their attack on the ground. 92 rush yards for the Bruins compared to just 50 for CMS. George Fox, 22 first half rush attempts for those 92 yards. And again, Jacob, we really haven't seen the Bruins take that deep shot yet. Probably see that at some point here in the second half. Again, with a freshman quarterback, top target being a freshman as well, being a little bit more conservative probably on the offensive end, but the running, 22 rush attempts, is set up nicely for some play action, so would not be surprised if we see a deep play action shot at some point here in the second half. Bruins trailing by 6. It'll be their ball here to start the second half. They won the toss and deferred, so we'll see the freshman quarterback J.J. Lehman here out of the half. Again, CMS last year 8-2. First game of the year for them. They played Lake Forest, who made the NCAA tournament last year. CMS holding them to just 7 points. And CMS having a bye last week to prepare for the Bruins. But again, not much to prepare for, as probably not exactly sure what to expect with not a lot of tape on this Bruins team. Coach Spencer Crace taking over the reins from Coach Casey. Crace coming over from Pacific Lutheran University, where he was assistant head coach and quarterbacks coach last season. Kick is fielded by Saban. He'll take it out. He's across the 20 and stopped there, right at the 20-yard line, and that's where the Bruins will start their drive. George Fox with a 92-yard drive earlier in the game, so we've seen them been able to do that. Coach Crace with PLU, his offense last year averaging 27.9 points per game and averaged 30 points per game in 2023, finishing third in the conference each of the last 2 seasons. And Spencer Crace, the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach for PLU since 2018. Here's a play action pass. Lehman rolling out to the left side, and he is swallowed up, taken down by 52, Grady Johnson. Johnson, the junior out of Gig Harbor, Washington. He'll get credit with the sack there. And the first play of the second half goes backwards for 5 yards.
Not what you wanted there, obviously, to start the half. Need some positive yards here where, you know, if you do ultimately stall out here on this opening drive, you at least want to be able to try to get a good punt off deep. And obviously now, we talked about it in the first half, just 44 passing yards, and now electing to go empty here on 2nd and 14.
Now as a tailback behind him, it's the freshman. It's a handoff, and the ball's on the turf, and Lehman falls on it. So that's Tucker Land, excuse me, who's listed as the second string tight end. Again, 6 different Bruins had a rush attempt in the first half. We saw a couple go to Dre Tolentino in receiver handoffs. Taylor Saban, William Moffitt, J.J. Lehman, Tucker Land as well. And that one nearly a catastrophe for the Bruins. Now 3rd down and long. 3rd and 16. Again, the deep shot threat for the Bruins is Carson Denault, the 6'3 freshman. He's lined up top of the screen. Lehman back to Plass, and the floodgates open, and he throws it out of bounds. Lehman will just throw it away, and that will be 4th down and 16, and the Bruins bring out the punt unit. So not what Coach Crace wanted to start, as the Bruins move backwards, do not pick up a first down, and now CMS, without a spectacular punt here, going to have the ball inside Bruin territory with a 6-point lead.
3 punts for George Fox so far today, averaging just a hair under 37 yards a punt. We have only seen CMS return 1 for 2 yards so far.
And the kick from Rutledge will land at the 47. It does spin over midfield and then down to the 39-yard line. So it does take a Bruins roll. Good punt there from Rutledge with his feet on his own end zone. And that's where CMS will start their first drive of the second half. So we'll see which quarterback they send out. We saw Robert Litcher for most of that first half, and then Luke Gildred leading the touchdown drive at the last drive of the first half.
They're averaging 7.55 yards per play, and obviously those numbers a little bit boosted by some of these big deep shots. We've seen the Bruins able to hold them at times here, especially in this running game, holding them to just 3 yards per carry here right now. So if they can limit some of these explosive big passing plays, you could see this defense help the Bruins get back into the game.
So Robert Litcher, the quarterback here, he's got a tailback to his left. And Litcher hands it off, and instead it's a false start. Flags fly, and that'll move back CMS 5 yards.
Prior to the snap, delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, you have to imagine that's pretty frustrating there for CMS head coach Kyle Sweeney. His 14th season here leading this program. 6 penalties for 45 yards in the first half, and then your first offensive snap. It is a delay of game. You don't see that very often to open up a drive.
And I don't think that's right. I think it's way more than that, because they had 50 yards of penalties in the first quarter. That is what the system
might have been some of the offset.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. And good to see Sun back in the game. He gets the handoff there. He was hobbling off the field in the first half, so good to see him back in there for CMS. He does get the carry. Jake Sun up the middle, and he'll get maybe 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and long.
What do you want to see from this defense here, Seth, in the second half on some of these early drives?
Pressure on the quarterback. Sounds simple, but we've seen Jacob Erickson get home for a sack. But really, other than that, not a ton of pressure on these throws by the 2 quarterbacks. Robert Litcher right now in the shotgun, sends a motion man in front of him. And he calls for the snap, back to pass, rolling out to his right. Pressure comes, there it is, and that's exactly what we're looking for, but there is a flag. Oh man, it would be 3rd down and 13, and I think this one's going against George Fox. Either holding or some sort of illegal contact. We'll wait for Dwayne Johnson's call down on the field.
Pass interference, defense, number 34. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul, automatic first down.
So on this penalty, specifically, it'll be a spot of the foul penalty, which only is about 4 yards down the field, but it's an automatic first down. And you see the hold there.
Well, they called it pass interference. I think maybe they meant holding there, because that was
definitely a hold.
well before the throw.
And that was on 34 of the defense for the Bruins. Duke, the freshman. 1st and 10, ball at the 41-yard line, rolling out to his left, being chased and holding on to the football, putting his head down and being tackled by Caleb McElfish. That'll be a couple-yard gain on first down and bring up 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, these quarterbacks we've seen now, they can use their legs, but you wouldn't necessarily classify them as running threats. So when that pressure has come home and they've gotten them just flushed out of the pocket, not allowing some of these routes across the middle here to develop, it has been tough for CMS on those plays to really gain any.
2nd down and 5, ball marked at the 46. CMS with a 6-point lead. Handoff up the middle, Sun, and he's not going anywhere. That is actually the backup tailback Owen Walls, who does have a touchdown today. And Osink, the first man there for the Bruins, he makes another play. He's been all over the place, as we see here on the replay. Great angle from our field cameras. And again, Jacob Erickson, 52. He was the first guy in there. And Osink cleans up the mess. 3rd down and 4 for CMS. They are 3 for 6 on 3rd downs today, 1 for 1 on 4th downs. In the shotgun, Litcher, he's back to pass, looking. Bruins bring the pressure, and down he goes. Guess who? Unbelievable. Jacob Erickson with another sack.
His 4th of the year, Seth. 2 last week, now 2 here this week. I mean, he has just been the heart and soul of this defense so far.
And Jacob Erickson will get the Bruins defense off the field. Erickson right there to clean up the mess. It'll be 4th down and 8. And Ty Bordy back to receive. It's a bad snap. The kick is off, and the punter goes down. They don't call anything, and it goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line. And he now will get the ball over to George Fox. The punter there on the play for Claremont Mud Scripps, Samuel Brewer. He hit the deck, and they do not call roughing the kicker. He showed the side of his foot to the official as he was heading off to the sideline. It was a low snap. He picked up the ball off the turf. As we take a look at the replay here, instead J.J. Lehman in shotgun formation. He's got William Moffitt behind him. He'll send a tight end across the middle of the screen. Now throws near side to him. It's caught and then right out of bounds. Shaden Iokia making the catch. And it was Kaikoia Iokia who got ejected for the Bruins in that scrum towards the end of the second half. And the CMS defense screaming about something out there, frantically looking towards the sidelines. Not see if they see something that the Bruins were showing, but Moffitt up the middle. He'll get 3. And that's Taylor Sabin on the carry. Sabin and Moffitt platooning back and forth, and it'll be 3rd down and short. 3rd and 3 for the Bruins.
Big one here. The Bruins so far 3 for 8 on these 3rd down conversions. Each team is stalled out so far here in the half. A big one here early.
Tucker Land out there with Kalen Fry, Dre Tolentino, and Carson Denault. Taylor Sabin in the backfield with Lehman. Claps his hands once, claps his hands twice. Back to pass, looking, throws it up top right side. That is a fantastic defensive play on a jump ball. Caracio, the defensive back, just bats it away. And the junior, if that ball got over his head, Fry might still be running. It was a good idea from J.J. Lehman trying to get it over the top of the defender with a little touch on it. And Kalen Frey is probably still running if that ball is not knocked to the turf.
That's a great play. They haven't taken too many shots downfield like that, but obviously just being able to turn and get the hand up there to get the stop as punt now is off. And that one on the ground just narrowly avoiding CMS. And that's going to be another Bruins bounce. That's another fantastic punt here from the sophomore Riley Rutledge. Had a 47-yarder on the first punt of the half. This one, another 40-plus yarder there.
Yeah, 21, Andrew Caracio just made a great defensive play, but almost hit in the back with that ball as he was down on punt coverage for CMS, but he avoids the potential catastrophe for the Stags, and it'll be 1st down for CMS. CMS with a 20-14 lead as the Bruins drive stalls. They'll be deep in their own territory. And CMS going back to Luke Gildred at quarterback. He led the drive right before the half that resulted in points. Tight end motion across the screen, and it's a fake handoff. Gildred out to the right again, suffocated by the Bruins defense and taken down by Silas Kincaid. And Kincaid gets him behind the line of scrimmage. So that'll be a loss of 1. Second down and 11. Ball marked right on the 20-yard line. Here's the good pursue. Kincaid right through the middle, unblocked, and then is able to come back. Jacob Erickson also gets a hand in there. And cleaning it up at the very end. Again, the freshman. Handoff, they give it to Sun, and he's taken down from behind. Jake Sun will get a couple. Right in there on the tackle is number 0, Sam Astor, the junior out of Santa Ana. And a big third down here in this game. Third down and 7, ball at the 24-yard line for CMS. And now Robert Litcher into the game, so switching it up more often here, CMS. 18 in the shotgun, that's Litcher. 28 to his left, that's Sun. 3 wide, top of the screen. Third down and 7. 20-14, Stags with the lead. Back to pass, looking across the middle of the field. Bad throw. And the Bruins catch a break there. A good throw on the dot is a first down for CMS. And that looked like it was intended for number 20. I don't have a 20 on my roster for CMS. So either my eyes deceive me one way or another, but that pass incomplete. And it looked like a little curl route kind of in the flat there. And again, a throw on the money, that's a first down for CMS.
Yeah, it's most likely an option route there for the receiver where you can either hook left or hook right. And obviously it's a timing play. So as another ball, that one was in the dirt again. It's going to be a fair catch now here at the 45. Both teams right now, with some of these snaps here and the punters, they've made good plays just to field it cleanly. I don't even know how many of them have been right in the hands of these punters, but he was just able to get that one off as we are now headed here for a media timeout. It is the Stags 20, Bruins 14, 7:18 remaining here in the third quarter.
Media timeout.
And back here to the Bruins possession, trailing by 6, 7:18 to go, third quarter. J.J. Lehman in the shotgun sends Moffitt out of the flat. He'll make the catch, and he'll be stopped right at the original line of scrimmage. Great open field tackle there on the flat by Tom Burton. Burton, the defensive back, also out of Massachusetts. The junior making the tackle, and it'll bring up second down and 10. So the Bruins trying to get something out into the open field, and CMS not having any of it. Again, Tolentino in motion. They will fake the handoff. Lehman has some room. He's across the 50. He'll go head-to-head and out of bounds. Pushed out of bounds by Andrew Caracio. And that'll be a first down for George Fox. So J.J. Lehman, good read there, holds on to the football and moves the sticks.
Those early drives where they found success, it was plays like that, getting him to bounce outside there and get things rolling on the outside. We didn't see it as much in the second quarter, so just trying to get back to when we saw that 16-play, 92-yard touchdown for the Bruins' first drive of the game.
And Lehman, his longest rush of the game right there. He's in the shotgun here, two receivers top of the screen. He's back to pass. Lehman, rush comes. He'll toss it off to Sabin, breaks the tackle, and we're going to be moving backwards. A hold is going to be called. Two big defensive linemen for CMS in there, 98 and 96.
Holding. Offense number 70. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Evan Gerber, 6'5" defensive lineman, and right next to him, 6'5" defensive lineman as well, Michael Hauk, causing some trouble for the Bruins offensive line. George Fox entering play today. J.J. Lehman, 34 rush attempts out of their 62 total. He's got 9 today. He had 138 of the 230 team rushing yards this year as well. Bruins freshman quarterback. First down and 20, pulls the ball out of the chest of Moffitt. He's got a little room, and he'll pick up about 10. So good rush there on first down. Again, Lehman making the right read, pulling that ball out of the chest of his running back, and he'll be just shy of the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you needed some yards there. It gives you a second and manageable now where you can still go to the ground. I mean, I think it's about 2nd and 12, maybe 2nd and 11 here, depending on where they officially marked it here at the 45. So it is 2nd and 12 right now, but it just keeps the playbook open. You didn't want 2nd and 20 there for George Fox.
Denault, the freshman, averaging 83 yards per game through his first 2 games. Just 1 catch here today. Lehman back to pass, airing it out there and way over the head of his intended receiver.
There is another flag down here in the backfield. I was looking down at the pass. I didn't see, and it looks like this one is moving them back even further now. I believe it's going to be another hold.
That one intended for
Holding.
Tucker Lamb.
Offense number 71. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Yeah, the second holding call of this drive as, again, CMS applying pressure. They got a couple big interior defensive linemen who are wreaking havoc. Getting in on that one on the defense for CMS is number 8, James Raymond, 6'6", 240-pounder. So they got some big guys on that defensive line, 6'6", 6'5", 6'5". And this is 2nd and a mile, 2nd and 22 for the Bruins. It'll be a draw. Sabin, he'll get a little bit up to the 50, and it'll bring up 3rd down and long. Clock ticking here, third quarter, under 5 minutes to go. Not much going here in the second half offensively for either team. It was 20-14 at half, still 20-14 as the Bruins look over to their sideline. 5th-year quarterback DeMontre Thomas on the sideline, motioning some plays into the freshman J.J. Lehman. DeMontre Thomas with a headset on. He stands on the 40-yard line, and Lehman will be back to pass. 4-man rush across the middle, Texas route there to Taylor Sabin, and he'll be taken down around the 38-yard line, and this could be go-for-it territory. The Bruins will have about 4th down and 5. So far, no punt unit, and they will go for it.
We saw him punt from this about down and distance in the first half. Ended up being a touchback. So, I mean, you're netting maybe 20 yards if you kick it in the end zone here. So it's the Bruins' first 4th down opportunity of the year. 2 for 8 so far on the season.
4th down and 5 officially. 1-on-1, top of the screen, the freshman Denault. See if Lehman looks his way. Lehman goes out of the backfield, caught by Sabin, and he will be close to the first down. Did he get it? I think he's going to be about 6 inches short. The far side official is marking him short, and the near side official is saying first down, and the Stags can't believe it. The far side official had him marked about 6 inches short. And the near side official says move the sticks, and CMS cannot believe it. The corner on the near side with his hand straight up to the heavens.
He's holding the challenge flag in his hands here right now, the head coach. We'll see if he throws it, and he's putting it back in his pocket.
We have not seen a challenge since they instituted it. You can challenge now. There's a throw that is incomplete. Throw way offline from J.J. Lehman. So again, new this year in the Northwest Conference, each coach can challenge once a game. And then the officials can use the replay as well for targeting calls. There's a white tent on the far sideline that has an independent replay center that is different from any replays we have access to. Independent cameras placed throughout the field to be used on any coach's challenge or referee challenges. So no challenge there. They decide to hold on to it. 2nd down and 10. Lehman in the shotgun. Tolentino again in motion. He will keep it. Lehman avoids a tackle, and then he gets drilled. Big tackle there by number 10, Harry Jow. The linebacker makes the tackle, and it's going to be 3rd down. So Jow with the tackle. Lehman, really, either option wasn't going to be good if he handed it off or held on to it. And the Bruins now 3rd down and 9. There's Bruins first-year head coach Spencer Crace as George Fox trying to pull off an upset here at home. The Bruins 0-2, Claremont Mudscripts off an 8-2 season last year. Behind their 14th year head coach. 3rd down and 9. Lehman back to pass. Rush comes, he's in trouble, and down he goes. The rush for CMS, too much for the Bruins offensive line. And again, their big guys able to get through. This is probably outside, yeah, definitely outside of the range of Ben Rembish.
Yeah, career long at 32 yards for Ben, so maybe would have had a chance if they got a few yards, but also then probably would have just been go for it territory as well. So now trying to pin them deep here. The 3rd punt of the half now for George Fox.
Rutledge gets it over the outstretched hands. It's a good kick. It's going to land over the head of the CMS receiver and down at the 5-yard line.
Showing off the golf swing there was Rutledge. That's all. I mean, he has been incredible here today. A couple of big punts trying to flip the field, and he has multiple punts inside the 10. That one, of course, inside the 5 for the first time. And remember, we saw this in the 2nd quarter. First play after a punt that pinned them deep. It was a turnover on a bad snap, allowed that 4-play, 5-yard touchdown drive for George Fox the last time they've been on the scoreboard. So, minute 47 to go here now in the 3rd quarter. 3 punts on the side for the Bruins, 2 on the side for CMS, as they are still looking for their first down of the 2nd half.
Well, and to be fair to Rutledge, too, his other punt should have been downed inside the 5 as well. Sun now in a wildcat formation. They snap it directly to the running back, and he keeps his feet moving, but he's got nothing. Maybe a yard, as it'll be 2nd down for CMS, and that's got to feel good for the first-year special teams coordinator for the Bruins, Braden Meyer, one of many new coaches on this Bruins staff, as Coach Crace bringing a lot of coaches with him. Todd Shirley, the running backs coach, is really the most tenured coach. He's been here since 2021. Everybody else in their first season here. It'll be 2nd down and 7, so he got a couple more yards. Sun outside and gets by Austin Harrison in a flag, as Harrison collided with James Ryan on the outside. I'm not sure what the penalty was. It's either on Harrison or it's on Ryan, but I didn't necessarily see a flag there. There was a collision between the two.
Yeah, interesting it's thrown where that's at.
And there's 2 flags, but one was thrown right at their feet.
A lot of laundry here in the 2nd half so far. As Dwayne Johnson is trying to sort things out here once again.
Getting his money's worth
Holding.
today.
Offense, number 85. Half the distance to the goal. 2nd down.
And another crucial penalty, this one called on the tight end, the senior, Roman Ramirez. So Ramirez called for the hold, and this will back CMS up. Another big-time penalty.
8 penalties now for him here in the game.
So this should mark him at the 6-yard line, if I did my math correct.
Half of 12?
And waiting for the scoreboard to update. It'll be about 2nd down and 11. And out there in the shotgun for CMS. Bruins showing pressure. And now they bring pressure. Back to pass, looking near side across the middle of the field, wide open, making the catch, staying on his feet. Again, eluding Bruins tacklers. And making the catch there, Ben Kim. Ben Kim, the junior, with his first catch of the game, and it's a big one. Confident throw right across the middle of the field as George Fox again having trouble getting these elusive CMS receivers to the ground.
Yeah, Bruins brought 6 right there. They were just banking on someone shedding a block right away and at least getting some pressure in on the quarterback. But credit to him, he stood tall right there, knew the pressure was coming, but delivered that strike. Officially is going to wrap things up here in the 3rd.
A solid, confident throw from Robert Litcher, and that will take us to the final quarter. Seems like we blinked, and that 3rd quarter's over with. It was 20-14 at half, and it is 20-14 as we go to the 4th and final quarter. You're watching George Fox football on Flow Sports.
We gonna take it, 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 call my name, yes, come and say my name. Call my name, I'm never gonna stop if you just call my name. I'm never gonna drop it, gonna take it, take it, take it to the top, 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 top. Gonna make it hot, gonna make it till it drops. Never gonna fake it up, gonna take it to the top. I'm gonna make it, never gonna fake it. Gonna make it, never gonna fake it.
Fourth and final quarter here at Stouffer Family Stadium. It is CMS ball on their own 32-yard line, 1st down and 10. They lead by 6. Handoff left side, up the left side. Their Son keeps his feet going, and he'll get 5. So good to see Son back into the game for the Stags, and that actually was Brody, the sophomore running back, who gets the carry there for CMS. It'll be 2nd down and 6. 2nd down and 6 for CMS. Robert Litcher, the junior, in the shotgun. He's got 2 wide receivers to his right. George Fox, 4 linemen rushing him, and throws it just shy of the sticks, caught at his feet. Down to make that catch is number 6, James Ryan, the senior wide receiver, and he'll be just shy of the line to gain. 3rd down and 1 for CMS. And they bring in the jumbo package here. They bring in the big fullback and also an extra offensive lineman just to the left of the quarterback, who's going to be under center here. The Bruins sending on a late defender. George Fox scrambling around at the line of scrimmage. Under center, handoff, Son, and he'll lower his shoulder and get the first down. Power runner there. George Fox with the tackle there, and it'll be a first down for CMS.
Yeah, averaging under 3 yards a carry right now here for CMS, but I mean, that was 4th and it set a yard. I don't know if it could have been any closer to actually just being a first down there. So obviously he falls forward, picks up the yard there to just continue the drive. And this is the part of the field now. If you're George Fox, you're going to need a stop here soon. Trailing by 6, you don't want to allow even a field goal here.
But again, we've talked about CMS not necessarily comfortable with their kicking, as they've already missed a PAT here today, and talked about the lack of successful field goals over the past couple seasons. So draw play up the middle. Again, they get a couple, and that's kind of been the story here today. It really seems, other than the couple sacks from Erickson, everything CMS is doing has been north and south. They've even been able to get a couple yards on a play where it seems like they get stuffed. Today, CMS, 67 rushing yards. They have 200 passing yards on the dot. Next play for them will be their 45th play from scrimmage today. They've got 267 yards. Back to pass throws, pass complete, caught at the 50-yard line, has a blocker, and he's over the 40 for a first down. Ben Kim with the block. And the catch made by number 3, Quentin Craig. Craig with another catch for CMS, and they'll move the sticks, their 14th first down of the game. Craig with his 4th catch, now up over 40 yards today. 2 touchdowns in the game for their receiver, Makapulai. Noah Makapulai has 2 catches and 2 touchdowns here today. First down and 10 at the 39. They hand it off, and Jacob Erickson, oh my. He runs down the running back from behind. That's Brady Jorlman, the freshman, and Jacob Erickson says, not so fast. Another tackle for loss. He came all the way around the line of scrimmage and tackled the running back from behind for a loss. Incredible.
Who else can be the one to step up here on this D-line and make that big play? He has cashed in on every opportunity he's had. The Bruins now trying to find a big stop.
CMS milking the clock here. 2nd down and 11. Back to pass, looking left side. Throws it up top. Incomplete. As he was looking for number 6, James Ryan. And that'll bring up 3rd down. And this is well out of the field goal range of their kicker. So a stop here for the Bruins could be huge. The running back in on these plays has been Brady Jorlman. Brady Jorlman getting some reps here in the 4th quarter. And now Robert Litcher directing traffic on this 3rd down and 11, close to 3rd down and 12. He's in the shotgun, sends a motion man across. He's standing at the 45-yard line. Back to pass, looking across the middle of the field, steps up, and he is taken down. Jacob Erickson, the sack, his 3rd of the game. Right at the line of scrimmage. Oh, it might have been. It's a borderline sack.
Great work here, too, from the linebacker. You can see there, middle of the screen, Dane Johnson, almost looking like a quarterback spy. And he was the one that was able to slow down the quarterback there and allow his defenders to make a play. He just kind of hid behind the line of scrimmage. I don't think the QB saw him until he took off. So that is a tremendous play there from Dane Johnson, the senior from Washington.
If Jacob Erickson gets a sack there, that is his 3rd and a half sack of the game. Here's a punt down, coffin corner, and it is perfect. Out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it at the 7-yard line. And the special teams for both of these squads really getting the job done. That is punted to perfection for CMS. Samuel Brewer, the senior, and you can't drop that any better. And the Bruins will be all the way back at their own 7-yard line to start this drive.
Credited as a half sack there, Seth. So 2.5 now here today for him. All 3 so far here for George Fox. Kincaid also with a full sack, and then it was Johnson who actually split that one with him.
Lehman with the handoff, throws across the middle of the field. Fry is there, and that'll move the Sticks first down. They get 15 on first down. And that's one of the Bruins' better pass attempts of the game. As Kalen Fry with the catch. J.J. Lehman now 10 for 20. And Kalen Fry, just a little slant route, picks up his 4th catch of the game. Carson Denault, the leading receiver on the year, 1 catch, 22 yards here today. The Bruins already have a 92-yard drive. This would be a 93-yard drive if they end it with a score. Handoff up the middle, Sabin, and he's spun down after a gain of 3. Clock ticking here, 4th quarter, as neither team has scored here in the second half. The Bruins with a golden opportunity to upset a really good CMS team. The Stags 8-2 last year, returning a lot of those players. And the Bruins' first-year head coach, Spencer Crace. George Fox will have a bye week next week and then host Linfield for homecoming. And Linfield's in a battle right now with Chapman. That game in the 4th quarter in McMinnville. Another handoff to Tolentino, and he gets hit hard after a gain of a couple. And this will bring up 3rd down for George Fox. The Bruins have gone to that little wide receiver sweep play, and really not much to come of it here today.
3rd and 5 now here for George Fox. You got the legs on the quarterback. We've seen some short throws as well that have worked out of the backfield as well here for the Bruins. See what they dial up now.
They're going to have to get aggressive at some point, and this is the chance to do that. Lehman back to pass. This is aggressive. Deep shot. They go up top to the freshman, and it's incomplete, but a pass interference is going to be called. All over the intended receiver, Xavier Sablan, and he pretty much tackles
defense number 23.
Caden Denault.
15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Penalty, automatic first down.
Denault 6'4", 180, and the cornerback knew that here. He was trying to look up. You saw Denault. He was tracking the football the entire time there, and obviously, I mean, when you have that big frame, you can draw those PIs so easy. Looks like he kind of gave him a little bit of a shoulder and head nod as well that got the CB in the air there and got his hands on him a little bit too early.
So the Bruins pick up a first down there as they do take a deep shot. 7:42 to go. First down for George Fox, ball on the 43-yard line. J.J. Lehman back to pass. He looks, it's a screen play and nothing doing. Play blown up there. And somebody hit the deck late. That was Tolentino. And he gets up a little slow. He'll come out for the next play, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. George Fox with 3 timeouts left. They got the ball, trailing by 1 score. Missed PAT could be crucial in this game. Right now for the Stags, they have a 20-14 lead. Neither team has scored in the second half, and a false start. Laundry all over the field, and the Bruins will move back 5 yards.
False start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, tough game for Gabriel Blanco, the offensive lineman, the sophomore. Another false start penalty
Please, you
on him.
set the game clock to 7 minutes and 37 seconds. 7:37.
Run the ball.
We'll start on the snap.
This surely looks like a passing down now, but Caden Denault coming out for this package. And that is clear and far the Bruins' #1 receiving option.
16 combined penalties by these two teams, 130 total penalty yards as well, especially here in the second half. We saw a couple of crucial ones in the first half, but it has been a lot of penalties on both sides here.
And I think that number's a little low. Second down and 15. J.J. Lehman sends a motion man. He's back to pass. Lehman looking, steps up in the pocket outside, motioning traffic. He's got some room to run on the far side, and he'll be right at the first down marker, out of bounds, over midfield. And J.J. Lehman a couple yards shy of the first down.
You can see here on the replay, good block too by the receiver out wide, allowed him to really just kind of get the edge there. The receiver sealing the edge on the block. As the
Lehman turns, hands it off, and they are not going to get it, but I don't think there's any chance he punt here, Jacob.
7 minutes left. Yeah, this is a weird spot here. Obviously, a turnover on downs.
Maybe call a timeout to think things over.
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what they'll do.
You do have to remember, too, I know we've mentioned it, but
George Fox, it's called their first timeout of the half.
You have to think, with CMS and not really having a kicking game, at least so far on paper, granted, you never really know. You have to imagine that could definitely factor into the decision here to go for it, where you're really thinking CMS might try to go.
Yeah, I don't think there's any chance you call a timeout here and come out with the punt unit. So I would heavily expect the Bruins to run a play or at least try to draw CMS off sides. And Bruin fans, join us October 19th for Family Weekend. The time your George Fox student to introduce to life on campus, an exciting football matchup against Linfield and more. Visit georgefox.edu for more information. Again, Linfield in a battle right now with Chapman just down the street from here. Linfield with a 21-13 lead in the fourth quarter there. And that will be the Bruins' next opponent after a bye week.
It's going to be a fun one, isn't it?
Sure will.
Bruins coming off a bye. They don't have to travel. You're at home after going to the Redlands in week 1, at Lewis and Clark last week in the Oregon Cup. You get to be home all of this week. You get a full bye heading into that Linfield homecoming matchup next week, again, October 4th, a 1:30 p.m. kick. It's going to be fun here at the stadium.
4th down and 1. George Fox will go for it. J.J. Lehman coming out. Again, looks like there's some confusion coming out of the timeout for the Bruins. And the freshman quarterback telling everybody where to go. Offensive lineman switching sides, and now the tight end looking back at him. Now,
play clock at 5.
Saban going to the other side. Not a good start here for the Bruins. Lehman back to pass, looking, nothing going, and he will go down. Yeah, that had disaster written all over it.
He had him 2 out wide. The protection just couldn't hold up. If it's another half second there, I mean, that is an easy throw and catch in the flats for a first down. Tough break there for George Fox. So it's officially a turnover on downs, and they will take over now at the Bruins 48. So obviously 6:55 left to go. George Fox now after that timeout. 2 remaining here, trailing by 6 right now. This is going to be a big first set of downs.
Yeah, pretty much no matter the situation. It's easy to say in hindsight, but I just am never in favor of a 4th and 1 play being a shotgun. You got to go 6 or 7 yards when the quarterback is standing 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Go under center and hand the ball off.
CMS brought the pressure there. They sold out.
First down CMS, ball on the 45. They hand it off here. Bruins all over that. Erickson runs him out of bounds, and he'll get nothing.
See, a play like that, we talked about it in halftime, it doesn't show up in the box score there for Erickson, but he's the reason that ball gets bounced outside. He blew it up on the interior right there. I mean, the running back had no choice but to go outright. So it's just another great play there for Erickson. So now it is officially 2nd and 10 here for CMS, as it looks like a substitution here for the offense. And now it appears we are good to go.
Ball on the 45-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Clock ticking, 4th quarter. It's a fake handoff instead, drilled by 85 for the Bruins, and the official helping the quarterback Litcher up as George Fox got good pressure there.
That is.
And it's going to be third down.
The freshman from Encinita, California, Mason Dernbaugh there, bringing the pressure. Actually, correction, that is number 95 on the play, not 85, I believe. It was hard to tell with the numbers.
Yeah, Osink has been all over the place. And this is a third down. I don't even need to say it's big. Obviously, it's big. Third down and 10.
4 for 12 so far.
I saw a meme on social media where it's talking about like a bunch of people hanging out watching football saying it's a big third down. Every third down is big. And that's a sack for Erickson, and it is a live ball.
I don't think the defense realized right away that ball was live. One or two players maybe. And what's the call here? Is it going to be incomplete?
The Bruins
see here on the
coaches are saying
replay.
incomplete. That's a fumble.
Man, yeah, I'm not sure it would have mattered. An incomplete would have been at the 45. Fumble also would have been at the 45.
But if it's
regardless.
a fumble, that's 3.5 sacks for Jacob Erickson today. If it's incomplete, it's not. And it was a fumble. The clock is running. That's a live ball. That should be 3.5 sacks.
You got
for
the record
Jacob
books
Erickson.
pulled up yet, Seth? Or
it's getting close. Incredible performance from Jacob Erickson here today. Is it enough? Another punt here, and it's another good one. Fair catch and right outside the 10-yard line. The Bruins going to need another long drive to win this game. And again, probably 4-down territory this entire drive here.
5:28, your home opener here. The freshman, J.J. Lehman here as the quarterback. I mean, you can't ask for much more than this, right? Freshman quarterback, first-year coaching staff, all the new upgrades here at the stadium. 1st and 10, 87 yards now to glory here for George Fox. 5:28 remaining, 2 timeouts left. First play, they send the man in motion. And the snap is off, trying to move over now to his right, pointing downfield, and he's just going to elect to pick up maybe a yard there. Instead of throwing that one deep, you just don't want to turn it over here. So live to see another play right here for George Fox.
So Jacob Erickson with a phenomenal game here today. And is it enough for the Bruins? George Fox trying to put together a drive here behind their freshman quarterback, J.J. Lehman. Lehman sends Taylor Sabin right to his right. He's got one receiver top of the screen, 2 near side. Lehman fakes the handoff, looking across the middle, caught for a first down. Great catch. Down by his feet again, Fry.
You don't even have to worry about the clock right now. Under 5 minutes, you have a couple timeouts. It is not a concern. You can continue to run the ball here. Obviously, you have the 2-minute timeout as well, as you can see here on the replay. Able to just get that ball out quick right there, and that's a tough throw. I mean, he has to put it on the money or else you're facing a 3rd and long. So 1st and 10 now here, clock under 4 minutes and 20 seconds now. Tight end now here comes in motion.
And Bruins got to treat this as their final drive of the game. Lehman rolling out to his left. Rush comes. Now heading back the other way. And he's got some green. He's going over the 40, over the 45, stays in bounds. That's a late hit. Oh, man. J.J. Lehman out of bounds on the far side. And I think CMS got lucky there. He looked to be far out of bounds and then shoved to the ground.
I mean, what a play. The vision on this kid is incredible. Makes a guy miss. Instead of cutting up field for maybe 5 or 6 yards, he realized he has 3 tackles on the outside, and he's able to go. And
oh, man, you got to call that. Way out of bounds. And shoved to the ground from behind. That should be 15 extra yards for the Bruins. 3:34 to go. Ball marked at the 47-yard line. Handed off up the middle, and Sabin taken down. He'll get 1.
we're starting to get to the point. I don't know if you can take the ball out of Lehman's hands right now. I think just with his legs and the versatility he offers, again, so far today, he is 12 for 22, 91 yards through the air. But now after that last run as well, he is up to 15 carries, 73 yards.
Nearing the 2-minute timeout. George Fox with 2 timeouts of their own. Again, treating this as if it's their last possession. Want to take this all the way down and score with as little time remaining as possible. Lehman back to pass. Rush comes from behind. Look out. He avoids the pressure, still with the ball, and throws it away.
That's a late hit. That's a first down.
There's the late hit. And Lehman is down, grabbing at his head, and the helmet comes off of one of the Bruins offensive linemen.
It's the left tackle.
Now the officials will talk, and this should be the 15-yarder they already should have.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first
That's
down.
another personal foul. I mean, how did he get out of the first sack? Let's look here at the replay. That left edge rusher, I mean, he was there, and he was behind Lehman as well. He just felt the pressure, knew he had to roll out to his left to extend that play, and obviously they got the penalty, a smart throwaway from him. I mean, he had nothing downfield. Again, you're in that territory right now. If you got nothing, you don't have to force it. You just don't want to turn it over. Just continue to see another play.
Yes, Sarkonioff 99 for the defense. A costly penalty there gives the Bruins a free 15. Ball on the 37-yard line. Lehman back to pass, looking far side across the middle of the field. It's caught and then immediately taken down by number 44, George Kruger. And there is a flag on the field, and it's
holding
in the area of holding.
Holding, offense number 56, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
And you can add that to the penalty totals here today. So what would have been a positive gain of 6 or 7 is going to move the Bruins backwards. It's going to be first down and 20. Now, J.J. Lehman, the freshman, he's got a chance for a legacy drive here in his freshman season, his first ever home game. And the Bruins freshman, a touchdown could potentially win them the game. He's in the shotgun, ball marked at the 47-yard line, clock ticking, 2:20 to go in the game. Fakes the handoff, looks, jump ball, near side, throws it up to the freshman, a lot of contact, and it's incomplete. That's probably a good no call. Grant Foster, first time calling his name today, and he was step for step with the 6'4" Bruins receiver.
Drew the big pass interference earlier here in the second half to Carson Denault down the side as well. He was trying to draw another one there, and obviously, even if the passing yards haven't been there, you pick up some PIs. You're trying to move and continue here, and yeah, you can see maybe just got their feet tangled up. I don't think there was anything.
Yeah, official right there. No problem with no call there. It'll be second down and 20. And also not opposed to trying something similar to that here again. Lehman back to pass, and that's going to be a hold. Lehman outside of the pocket, and he'll throw it. It's caught by Tolentino, but that's coming back. Another Bruin hold. You can see that from a mile away. George Fox is going to be moving backwards again. They'll have the 2-minute timeout.
Offense number 70, 10-yard penalty.
This one
still second down.
On number 70 on the offensive line for the Bruins. Sean Brewster, the junior.
You got to get 10 or 15 here. If CMS is going to play pretty soft man-to-man or some zone coverage back there with the corners and safeties, and they got 3 deep here, I think you got to look at maybe quarterback draw or just something here where you can let JJ start to get loose. It is going to be the 2-minute warning here officially.
That's
it is
the
a
2-minute
media
timeout.
timeout. George Fox trailing by 6 right now. 2nd and 30 when we come back here after the commercial break. You're listening to the Bruins Sports Network.
I had been away from college for almost 11 years. My boss saw that I was implementing those things that I was learning at George Fox. So he said, we need to talk about your promotion. It feels like it's opening all kinds of doors that I didn't even knock on.
Now the Bruins have the work cut out for them coming out of the 2-minute timeout. It is 2nd down and 30. George Fox, 2 timeouts remaining. J.J. Lehman will be in the shotgun here. The freshman Denault, who's his top target, bottom of the screen. And he gives one clap, and now back to the offensive line to direct traffic. CMS does not have a deep safety here. Zone coverage so far, and Lehman back to pass. He does look for Denault. He throws. It's caught for Denault, and they get a big chunk on 2nd down and 30. Denault will get about 17, and it should be a roughly 3rd and 13.
Obviously 4-down territory now, no choice. Can you get another positive play here at least? You don't want 4th and 13. Obviously you want the 1st down, but can you get it to 4th and short here at worst? Great route there from the freshman. Good timing.
Lehman in the shotgun here. He's 13 for 24 in the game, just over the century mark. Back to pass across the middle. It's batted down to the turf. And the 6'5" defensive lineman right there to bat it down. That time, Jason Malley. Oh, he's only 6'3". He bats it down. And this is the game right here. 4th down and 13. The Bruins do have 2 timeouts remaining, so not completely over if they don't get this, but this is a must-have 1st down.
First-year offensive coordinator, Joshua Mott, you got to find the play call you like here. What has he got here for the Bruins?
It's got to go to number 9. 4th and 13, ball on the 40. Lehman back to pass. He's got time. He goes deep. He lays it up there to the freshman in the end zone. Touchdown, Bruins! Freshman to freshman. Lehman puts it in the breadbasket. And Denault hauls it in. We're tied at 20. And the pass interference, and 1.
Oh my goodness. Everybody in the stadium knew where that ball was going, and it didn't matter. He got the one-on-one matchup.
Pass interference. Defense number 23. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Obviously still pending the PAT here to take the lead. You want to talk about a legacy type of play between 2 true freshmen on the home opener. You had it right there.
20-20, the PAT for the lead. Snap good, hold good. The kick is good. And that kick was blocked.
Wow.
And it went in.
Doesn't matter how pretty it is. As long as it goes in, it counts.
Here's the replay.
Oh my God.
On the 4th down chuck from J.J. Lehman to his freshman best friend. Denault, the hand fighting, hauls it in, and 1. Pass interference on the play, and the Bruins take the lead.
In front of the new student section as well here at Lemons Family Field. Moving it over to the end zone. I mean, what a play as jump arounds being played. The crowd here on their feet. The sideline, these guys are going nuts.
Right now, the difference in the game is a missed PAT.
And guess what? We could see it come down to another kick here as well. So if you're the kicker right now on the side for CMS, Samuel Brewer, you got to clear that one out of your head.
The Bruins on that drive had 3rd down and 30. And they are a minute 43 away from winning this game. In Spencer Crace's Newburgh debut. Freshman to freshman. Lehman to Denault. And one of the plays in the history of George Fox football. That is not an exaggeration. And the kickoff from our right to left, fielded at the 1, and that will be a touchback.
Whose name do you think we're going to be calling here, Seth?
Yeah.
On the defensive front right now for this Bruins team.
Jacob Erickson has been all over the place today. And the Bruins will try to keep CMS out of their side of the field. Again, Jacob talked about the
game clock operator.
For CMS.
Please reset the game clock to 1:43.
Not many field goal attempts. And right now, the difference in this game is a missed field goal. The quarterback for
clock
CMS
operator. Please reset the game clock to 1:43. 1:43.
The clock right now reads 1:42, and they'll move it to 1:43. Claremont Red Scripps has not scored in the second half. It was 20-14 at half, and the Bruins miraculously lead 20-21. Litcher in the shotgun, back to pass, looking for something short, and it's incomplete. Coverage there again from the freshman. Duke with the coverage. And that was Duke Alderette Labonagin. He has been all over the place. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. CMS has not really taken a deep shot in this game. Their long touchdown was not necessarily a deep throw. Ball on the 25-yard line. Litcher back to pass, gets hit across the middle, incomplete. Jacob Erickson causes the incompletion, and that could have been a gain of 30+.
It's been the big plays in this passing game all day long for CMS. They haven't been efficient at times on offense, but when they have scored, it is big on these massive chunk plays here for CMS. So if you're this D-line, you got to get home. You can't allow him to sit in the pocket for more than 2.5, maybe 3 seconds here.
He was wide open across the middle, but Jacob Erickson forces the bad throw. CMS does have 3 timeouts remaining, 3 wide receivers, trips near side. Back to pass, rushing to the right, up with it, behind! Look who got him! Jacob Erickson again! Woo-hoo! 4 sacks for Jacob Erickson. And the Bruins
CMS.
1 play away.
That's called their first
from
time out of the
ice in
half.
this game.
Game wreckers is
game
what they're
clock
called, Seth.
to 1 minute
you have
and
a
29
game wrecker
seconds.
on the defensive
1
line.
minute, 29
it
seconds.
can be the difference. We see it at every level in football.
Thank you.
And it has been Erickson here today. I mean, he has changed the course of this game. You've obviously had the big plays on offense, but he is unblockable. CMS has no answer. They're trying to chip, get some tight end help over on him, move the RB in motion to his side. It has not mattered. A historic type of day here. And now it is officially 4th and a country mile here for CMS.
I have no idea how Robert Litcher held on to the football there. He got drilled from behind. And now CMS will need a miracle on 4th down, and I am surprised they call timeout there, because if they don't get this, the game is over. If they had 3 timeouts, they could get the ball back. And Robert Litcher.
Do you bring heat?
Yes, you do. 4th down and 15.
It's worked all game long.
Jacob Erickson, circle him on the bottom side of the screen. Matched up, the left end. Back to pass goes Litcher. He's looking near side. Jacob Erickson takes him down!
Are you kidding?
And the Bruins are going to win! A historic game for the Bruins defensive end, Jacob Erickson, his 5th sack of the game. And back-to-back plays for Jacob Erickson. The Bruins, an improbable victory here today.
A QB pressure on 2nd down, a split sack on 3rd down, and then to ice it out here, another sack for Jacob Erickson. Have yourself a day. What a game from the veteran leader there on the defensive front. That is now officially a couple of split sacks, 4 of them here. And technically, the game Was it a CMS timeout? It doesn't show here on the scoreboard. It says they still have 2. If that's the case, this game's not over.
The 6-foot, 220-pounder with a historical game. Handoff up the middle, and Saban will get a couple yards. They'll call timeout. Jacob Erickson with the single best performance I have ever seen, and he is absolutely gassed on the sideline right
CMS.
now. Incredible performance
of the half
by number 52 for George Fox.
What a program win this would be here, right? Mentioned it in the pregame show, all the new faces, all the new names, the players, the coaches, but it also has been these veterans here on the defense and on the offense as well. You have the senior Jacob Erickson who is leading this defensive front, so it's that perfect blend, right? It's year 1 of the Bruins head coach, 0-2 start on the road this year, but you open things up at home. You're trying to establish this culture. It's always about trying to find that blend here on offense and defense. You're mixing in new players, you're mixing in new systems, but that has all meshed together here so far. And okay, it was a timeout earlier for CMS. It showed 3 before this drive. They just have 1 remaining now.
So 2nd down and 8 for the Bruins. Ball on the 11-yard line. 21-20. And J.J. Lehman in a shotgun look here. Tolentino in the slot. An extra lineman out there to his right as well. Now they'll send the tight end in motion across the formation. Lehman holds on to the football. He's going left side. J.J. Lehman loses the football. And it's picked up by CMS. Did CMS pick it up? I'm pretty sure they did.
Oh,
they did.
No.
J.J. Lehman fumbles the football, and CMS is not dead yet.
Because they still had that timeout, they needed at least a first down. It was 2nd and 11, and
yeah, I don't get that.
I think you got to get a few yards and just fall over, but guess what? Past is in the past now. It's a new ball game here, and the defense, well, they're going to have to do it again now here. 1:11 remaining in this game. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 4. You got to get in field goal range if you're the Stags. You're trailing by a point. 1 timeout remaining right now. Again, first downs as well. Stop the clock.
So game not over yet. Litcher in the shotgun. He's standing on the George Fox logo in his own end zone, trailing by 1. Litcher back to pass, looking, gets hit by Jacob Erickson, throws it over the top. And oh my, that could have been bad.
Wow. He's also shaken up there on the play as well. He had him beat. If he catches that ball in stride.
Ben Kim might still be running right now. He heads off to the sideline as on his hip, step for step, with nobody behind him, was Ty Bordy.
This has been a roller coaster of emotions, Seth.
So the Bruins elect to bring pressure and had no deep safety. Bordy now backs up a little bit. Litcher is in the shotgun again from his own end zone. Back to pass, looking, and he avoids the tackle from Erickson. Now on the run, has a man wide open. Across the 40, across the 50, down the sideline. 30, 20, 10, touchdown CMS.
96 yards. The Bruins had him in the end zone for the game-winning safety. Instead, they take the lead. He avoids pressure, finds his man who turns on the Jets. And CMS has now retaken a 5-point lead. It has been a eventful last really only minute of game time here. We were under the 2-minute warning when the Bruins scored on the 4th and long to take the initial lead. They got the stop. And now they have to be going for 2 here, right? Looks like they are.
Going to go for 2 to try to get this score to a 7-point game. The Bruins will have 51 seconds and 2 timeouts remaining. I don't even begin to question how you let this happen. Litcher around the potential sack of Erickson in the end zone.
CMS,
and then dumps it
the
off
third and final timeout
to
of the
81, who runs 96 yards for a touchdown.
That is the sophomore wide receiver there for CMS, Jaden Rade, out of Los Angeles, California. My goodness, 6 foot, $165, and he got the edge as well. Well, we're not done yet, Seth. George Fox, they're going to have under a minute. It'll be about 51 seconds here with 2 timeouts remaining. And, well, we thought we already had the legacy offensive drive and then the legacy defensive stop, but then it was a fumble on 2nd and long. The Bruins, a first down would have sealed it. He was close to the line anyways, but a fumble from J.J. Lamont there extended this game, and then first play 96 yards to the house here for CMS. This is a very, very important 2-point conversion here.
26-21. I don't know if this defense has anything left in the tank here. An absolutely deflating touchdown as Litcher connects. And he's in the shotgun here, has Sun to his right. Litcher in the shotgun. He will not hand it off. Still has the football and throws it into the end zone, incomplete. But there is a flag. We'll be holding on the defense, and they're going to get another chance. 85, Roman Ramirez was right there. And they're going to have another chance from a little bit closer.
Holding. Defense number 10. Half the distance to the goal. Replay the try.
Well, another chance here for him. Again, a 2-point conversion. Not necessarily the end-all, be-all here. Trying to take this 5-point lead now out to 7. And now a little bit of a heavier personnel set. It is everybody in on the line of scrimmage. They got some big bodies here.
Going right up the middle, probably. Under center, about a 5 count. Loose bootleg, still with the football, changes direction, and he's in. That's a great play by Robert Litcher. He gets into the end zone for the 2, and it is 28-21 CMS. Now, got to give Robert Litcher a lot of credit. The junior quarterback sticking in there and hanging in there despite the dominance from the George Fox defensive line here today. They have a 96-yard touchdown and a 68-yard touchdown in this game. Now the Bruins are going to have to get something going on offense. 51 seconds to do so. They have 2 timeouts left. And after what surely looked to be the game-winning touchdown from Lehman to Denault, they're going to need that again.
You got another legacy in. I mean, you're going to need it here. We've seen a couple of decent kick returns as well. I mean, if he can try to get out there past the 30 here. Bruins now trailing by 7. 51 seconds are remaining here in this game. Bruins so far 91 yards on 4 kick returns.
Yeah, this kick return is big, though, because this could be a difference in 20 to 25 yards. If you get a good return, a kick out of bounds, something short, we'll see what CMS does here, but this could give the Bruins some good field position or not. And the right-legged boot is in the air, and this might go out of bounds, and it does. That is huge. Out of bounds.
Kick out of bounds.
And the Bruins are going to get the ball at the 35-yard line.
The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line.
Not only that, too, takes no time off the clock as well. So obviously, you'd rather have that than just returning it to the 35, and you have 51 seconds right now to work with. What does the freshman have again?
So that is exactly what I mean. And the Bruins out to the 35-yard line. And again, it is not complete desperation yet. 51 seconds, 2 timeouts. It's desperation in the fact that you have to score, but you don't need it all in one play. Tolentino in motion, as he's done multiple times here today. Lehman back to pass. He'll go that way. It's Fry. He's caught, and it's inbounds. Great tackle there on the far side by 21, Andrew Carasillo. He makes the tackle inbounds, and the clock continues to run. 35, 34, Lehman in the gun with 30 to go. Back to pass. Rush comes. Throws it behind the line of scrimmage. Moffitt with the catch. He's got some room. Breaks the tackle. Trying to get out of bounds. And he does.
Took a lot of time there on that play. Down to 22 seconds now. You got to feel like, obviously, with the 2 timeouts now, you can still go across the middle. Obviously, CMS here probably trying to take things away towards either sideline right now, but you can still throw something, not necessarily short, but try to give some of these playmakers a chance to turn up field. 22 seconds now, set first down for the Bruins.
2 timeouts remaining, 22 seconds to go. Ball marked at the 47. Lehman back to pass, rolling out to his right, looking right side, throws off the hands of Tolentino, incomplete.
If you got nothing, you got to just get rid of it ASAP. That last one, every second now so important. That took 6 seconds off the clock. And with these 2 timeouts, it is now moving to 2nd and 10. Some point, I mean, you are just going to have to let one rip here. And you have some size out there in this receiving room. Obviously, Denault, 6'4", Kalen Frey as well. I mean, we've seen him make some incredible plays during his time here at 6 foot.
Denault lined up on the bottom of the screen, right on the 47-yard line. Lehman back to pass. He'll give it out to the tight end in across the 45-yard line. 11 seconds to go. Iokia with the catch. And it'll be down to the 46-yard line officially. Maybe give him the 45. It's going to be 3rd down, but that doesn't matter too much, as the Bruins will face a 3rd down and 2. 11 seconds to go. And you got probably 2 plays left. One play to the end zone takes about 7 to 8 seconds. We'll see. Lehman in the gun, standing at his 50-yard line. Needs a legacy throw here. He's at the 50. He's back to pass. He goes down. Bruins begging for a timeout, and Coach Crace gets it. All right. Comes down to this play right here.
George
4
Fox,
seconds to go.
It's called up 2nd time out of the half.
And Lehman just unable to get rid of that ball. The CMS defense absolutely exhausted.
If you had 7 or 8 seconds here, maybe you could run just a nice quick out route. Obviously, CMS going to be playing very deep here with a handful of deep safeties back towards the end zone. But I think with 4 seconds, I think it's just way too close to try to just get a first down here and set yourself up. So, well, we're going to see the arm strength now here for JJ. It is going to be, and have to be, a shot to the end zone, as it's also a Bruin player down right now on the field. Can't quite tell who it is from the angle up here. It looks like it is number 71 on the side for the Bruins. That is the left tackle, Nicky Mayer, for George Fox, getting checked out here. So one last play for greatness, Seth. We have had a wild last minute, 45 seconds or so. You can still draw a PI as well, but you got to throw it up here. And obviously, if you're on the side for CMS right now, they're just going to be trying to bat this one down here in the end zone.
Yeah, for the Bruins, you want to just be able to block long enough for Lehman to be able to get the throw off. CMS will have one last rush attempt in him. They rush 4. Lehman back to pass, dancing around. He's rolling to his right, on the run, throws it as far as he can to the end zone. It's up and deflected, incomplete. CMS wins. The Bruins had a chance. Denault down there in the end zone. And CMS with an improbable victory here today. Final score, Claremont Mud Scripts 28, George Fox 21.
It felt like each team at a different point was going to have a chance for the stunning win. I mean, we saw JJ obviously connect on that 4th and distance under the 2-minute timeout to Carson Denault, freshman to freshman, what looked like a legacy type of touchdown here for those 2 youngsters. It looked like the Bruins were going to steal the win. And then, of course, the big-time defensive performances as well for George Fox from Jacob Erickson. And then, well, a stunner the other way. They had a first down play. 96-yard touchdown is your game winner here today for the Claremont Mud Scripts to steal one here on the road in a very, very well-fought battle on both sides. A lot to be excited about, though, obviously. Not the game you wanted, but my goodness, you have to feel good about this team moving forward.
Yeah, no other way to put it. That one hurts, and that's going to sting for a while. The Bruins going into a bye week, and they'll have to wear that one on their chest for an extra week. before the Bruins take on the Linfield Wildcats back here at home for homecoming. That'll be after the bye week, but a game that the Bruins had the ball inside the red zone, just needing to run the ball to ice the game away, get one first down, the game's over. All of a sudden, J.J. Lehman fumbles the football, the freshman quarterback. They give him the ball, which you can't fault Coach Crace for that. Punch the ball out, great defense by CMS. They get the ball inside their own 4-yard line, and a 96-yard touchdown ices the game away. Despite a historic game from George Fox defensive end Jacob Erickson. He'll end the game with 4 sacks. And by my total, I think it should be more than that. But we'll take a look at that after the game. Jacob Erickson, an incredible effort in the loss. J.J. Lehman, the freshman quarterback, saw some good things from him today. 17 for 31, 167 yards, a touchdown. Caden Denault with 3 receptions, 78 yards, a touchdown, including what looked to be a game-winning touchdown from freshman to freshman. As we see the overall stats here today, CMS outgaining George Fox 368 to 319. First downs today, George Fox 18, CMS 15. And the Bruins with 33 minutes time of possession, 26 minutes for CMS, as the Stags come away with an improbable victory here in Newburgh. They will go to 2-0. George Fox will go to 0-3. Jacob, any closing thoughts for you?
I think most importantly, obviously, as you can see, I mean, the team was in their post game here on both sides. It's just still about continuing the culture, right? You want to build it here in year one. It's obviously not the result you wanted here in your home opener, but I mean, you were one play away. It's always easy to say, but you're one play away from really picking up a big upset win here at home. And as you turn now, conference play up next, it's a chance to kind of just mentally reset here as well and try to put it behind you and get things back on track here in 2 weeks for homecoming.
Now we'll see how the Bruins respond, and it's going to be a tough task facing off against the Linfield team who, man, they haven't beat in decades, but Coach Crace and the rest of his staff behind his freshman quarterback here today just a little bit short as they fall by a final score of 28-21. I will say, in my years covering George Fox football, this was the single best football game I have seen here at Stouffer Family Stadium. An incredible game by both of these teams, and got to give all the credit in the world to the Stags for somehow, some way, coming out of Newburgh with a victory here today. Our next broadcast will be that game against Linfield. The Wildcats today beating Chapman by a final score of 28-13. And that game will be October the 4th, 1:30 start right back here on Flow College. For my partner Jacob Archer, everybody back in the studio, Seth Hoyland signing off. We have our final highlights for today's game coming right up, and we'll talk to you on October 4th. Have a good night, everybody.
Ball.